Ready? Go. 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 Oi, 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 oi. More energy, more energy, more power. Oi. Bloody hell, mate. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, mind up. Oi, yeah. More energy, more power. Oi, oi, that was mad. More passion. Let me see that footwork. Give it to them. More passion, more energy, more passion, more energy. Oi.
I don't know, whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but
Okay.
yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
It's Sting is going to do the video. Sting video. Okay.
What is
for credits?
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
We obviously didn't communicate clearly. We're here to discuss your surrender, not mine.
Tú eres tan romántico molestando con una pipa. Me preguntas si te quiero. Yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que empezar. Yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más. No estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás motivada y tú aburres mi corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila mientras escriba tu canción. Tú eres tan romántico molestando con una pipa. Me preguntas si te quiero. Yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que empezar. Yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más. No estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás motivado. Corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila mientras escriba tu canción. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura papi tra tra tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo papi ya no más. Déjame pendejo papi ya no más. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura papi tra tra tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo papi ya no más. Déjame pendejo papi ya no más.
What an entrance!
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Luis Martinez, aka at Big Chief Burrito, live with you
on a on a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Miente show live and direct by Latinos for Latinos. Well, actually, by Latinos for everyone. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. We are live here on a Tuesday, live and alive from the Burrito Lounge in San Diego, California. The wet Burrito Lounge.
It's raining again.
It's been raining. It's been raining. Shout out to everybody that's been checking in from the East Coast. I had some people from Queens message me like, "What the hell's going on over there?"
Yeah, my coworker, she has family in the Midwest. They're all like, "Are you okay?"
Let's listen. The infrastructure in California is not built for rain. It's something about the bedrock and about like the stuff that they use to pave that it's not porous, so it doesn't go into the bottom. It just all drains.
Science.
So yeah, we're a desert. We're fucked. Anyway, we're gonna jump right into the show today. We're probably gonna do personal news a little bit later because we have a special guest joining us all the way from the East Coast. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I have to hit go live on Instagram. Sorry, I forgot. All right, we're live on Instagram now too. Sorry.
Hi.
We'll be on Instagram in a second. They'll be a little bit behind, but I got to keep it.
Fine. They can deal with it.
Instagram's all right. Yeah. But joining us today, we're going to be talking about film, and we're going to be talking about the world of poetry and writing. And joining us today, somebody I've wanted to have on the show for a while. She's part of the Film Posers podcast. She's also she also writes for various zines, Remezcla, the Cherry Picks, Rotten Tomatoes, Puerto Rico Critics Association. Thank you for joining us today, Josie Melendez.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for coming on.
Of course, I'm so happy to be here.
Thanks for staying out and not being at some cooler Brooklyn house party that you could be at.
Yeah.
No, I have to be home by a certain hour. My dog gets mad.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel that. When's bedtime for you? Because mine lately has been 8:30, and I feel like I'm going a little too far.
I try to go to bed by 11 because when I get home, I tend to write. So that keeps me up for a while, but it has to be like 11 because if not, I will set 3 alarms and I will snooze all of them.
Oh, yeah, that's my toxic trait too. Wow.
Yeah.
I was feeling a little bad because I was like, oh man, she's on the East Coast. I was like, we're gonna try to start a little bit later. But then I saw some of your tweets and I was like, you're tweeting at like 11, 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, she'll be all right. She'll be cool. She's doing tweet threads at like 2 a.m. I'm like, she can stay up one night to be on the show. She'll be cool.
And whether my body knows it or not, I'm a Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, absolutely. PST. You were getting out here. So let's jump right into it. I mean, we want to talk a little bit about your movie stuff and your, film critic, the film poser and stuff like that. But the main reason that we wanted to have you on is to talk about your book of poetry. Have you been writing poetry your whole life? Is this always something that's been in the background? Has this something that's been germinating in the back for a while? Or was it something spur of the moment that brought you to write this book?
Looking back, it's always been there. I remember around high school for projects, our teachers would have us write poetry. And I really liked my English class, and I majored in English for undergrad. So it was always there, what I studied. And this is my English major side coming out. I really loved the Romanticism period because all of those poets were just sad boys. And just the way, like, you can say so much with so little. So I joined a poetry association in undergrad, and I got really into Sarah Kay. I love her. I was working at a bookstore when I first moved to New York, and she walked in, and I was like, you are the reason I got into poetry, which is really great. And then we talked for a while, and I was like, okay, maybe this is real. Maybe this is something that I could actually pursue. So from that moment on, I wanted to publish something, but I never knew what. And then last summer, when my mother passed away, I was like, okay, maybe this is the moment.
So it was like a meet cute from the universe.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
All signs pointing to yes. I just had to wait for the right moment.
Okay, excellent. All right. Well, I'll be obviously sorry about the loss of your mother.
Of course, thank you.
Passed away almost 2 years ago now, so I know it's rough. So you put all of this effort into this book. Do you want to kind of describe a little bit about what it's about, what the themes are? So
Of course. So, for people that don't know, Gotas de Amor is my debut poetry book. It is written in Spanish with 2 poems in English, but primarily Spanish. And it is a book about grief, loss, but also love, but also anger, and just all those feelings we experience. A lot of people have reached out to me that they could relate to it a lot, not just with the loss of a parent, but maybe the loss of a grandfather, the loss of a friendship, the loss of someone you loved in general. So my main goal, I always like to say that I like to write to heal, and that I hope that people can find healing through that writing. So that was definitely my main goal with this, that hopefully people could feel less alone.
Yeah. What was your process like in writing like these poems? Was it kind of sporadic and just letting it kind of like
Yeah.
let it out since you're going through grief and all of that? Or was it at all structured? How did you
Yeah.
What was your thought process while writing, I guess?
The first few, I think like the first 7 poems of the book, I wrote in less than 5 minutes. They just came out of me, and I know.
Whoa.
Those, but then I sent those. A friend had recommended me to this indie publisher in Puerto Rico, so I sent him those 7 poems, and he really liked them. But then I started getting in my head like, will I be able to make something as good as these? So after that, those were a spur of the moment, lightning in a bottle kind of thing. After that, I definitely took some moments of like something would happen, and then I would sit on that, and then I would write like in the notes app or directly on Google Docs. Sometimes I would be on the subway, sometimes I would be on the plane. It would just be different moments where I would be feeling something, and then immediately I would be like, okay, let's try to explain this feeling.
Yeah.
I was
And
going to
do you
ask if you read on the subway. I used to.
Yeah. No, that's why in the acknowledgments I was like, thank you, New York, for not judging me. Because it's like you just sit there, and I know people say it's a rite of passage to cry on the subway or like in public in New York, but
Oh, yeah.
it's so different when you're able to experience those emotions publicly, and you never feel like the city is judging you. It's just part of New York.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you
Shout out the 7 train. Sorry.
do you miss the East Coast, Lou?
I
That was
honestly,
a total random question. but, like,
honestly,
You can't beat public transportation.
I'm
you
sorry.
really
Like
can't.
I could get it. I could be in Queens. I could go to 74th Street and Roosevelt, get on the E or the F train.
Yeah.
I could be in the Village in like 22
Yeah.
minutes.
No, I
And
love
Yeah.
Puerto Rico. Each time I go back, I'm happy to be home. But if there's one thing I will always miss, it's public transportation. Even though the MTA has its issues, and I don't know why they're charging almost $3 for every trip.
Oh
But
my God.
yeah, it's gone up.
Jesus.
well, yeah, no, and just so you know, it was $1.50 when I was last there. So it's been yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
That's
so,
insane.
It's almost $3 now.
It's like a
Wow.
necessity. That's a
Yeah.
It doesn't seem right.
No,
Still, you
it does
can't beat it.
not.
You can't beat it. You can be anywhere.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a toxic relationship.
Yeah, that's what. Listen, when I was in my artsy phase in New York, going to doing acting, improv, writing poetry, I was on the subway 24/7. I'd go sit in Central Park and write, or go to take advantage of
Also
all like
feel
the
it.
free nights. You know,
Yeah,
like
it's the energy. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I get all in my head, like my ancestors did the exact same thing in this city. Like you feel like, ooh,
Yeah.
you're part of a legacy in a way.
Yeah, you're walking alone. You're in Central Park. You're in the Village. You're in a random ass little park in the middle of Brooklyn or something, and you feel like you're part of something. Like, you know, there's an artistic flow to the city. It's incredible. I used to go a lot of the times to Alphabet City, to the New Yorkans Cafe, to do beat poetry.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever been down there, if that spot is
it's
still open.
closed.
Yeah, no, but that was the 90s for me. Was ABC, Alphabet City, the New Yorkan Cafe, the West Village, and all East Village for my acting classes. So
Yeah, I
and then like
remember.
Mopa on Thursday nights when it was free, and the Whitney on Wednesdays when it was free. All that stuff. That was the vibe back then. But I'm sure it's different now. But it's still, you know,
Yeah.
in some instances the same.
I studied a lot of the New York and Poets Cafe and everyone like Pedro Pietri and everyone that came out of that during undergrad. So I remember when I finally it finally set in that this book was gonna be real. I went to the New York and Poets Cafe and everyone was like, "It's closed," and I'm like, "I don't care." I stood outside for like
wanna
5
go there?
minutes and I just took it in.
Aw, that's awesome.
Yeah, I only read there one time. I would just go and hang out. One time I had my little book with me, and I did on a free night and stuff like that. Got up, but
I'm so jealous of the melting pot over there.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
here in San Diego, I mean, we have a few, but it's mainly Mexicans. Let's be honest.
yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah.
So can I ask you the difference between the poems that you got out like viscerally, like in 5 minutes, versus the ones that you sat down and tried to compose?
Mhm.
Did you notice a difference in them, like either structurally, or did they feel any less powerful? Or once you had the theme of what you wanted to talk about with the first poems, did they sort of feel equal to you as the first ones?
I think I was definitely more conscious of structure and whether I wanted to abide by the rules that are often seen through poetry, like rhyme. But then I just
Iambic pentameter.
realized, I know. And then I was like, no, I'm just gonna do free form. If
Nice.
it rhymes, it rhymes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I just, as long as it makes sense or as long as it evokes something, then I was happy with it. Most of the times I would go back and I wouldn't feel complete unless I could read it and feel like, if I picked up this book right now, is this something that I would keep reading?
Mhm.
But mostly I just wanted, because sometimes I still go back and it feels weird to read your own work. But it's still, sometimes I read it and it feels like when you leave a note for yourself, like words of encouragement,
Mhm.
being able
Yeah.
to go back and find like feeling better with what I wrote is definitely a positive. But the difference between the first ones and the second ones, I definitely realized I was a lot more conscious of how it looked, how it sounded. I got in my head a little bit, but I think it worked out.
Definitely did. Do you prefer writing or doing poetry in Spanish versus English, or do you have any leniency there?
I love writing in English, but I prefer poetry in Spanish.
Mhm.
I feel like the emotion is different. I feel like things sound better. They have a better flow. Like I can't see these poems. I've tried to translate them because I know a lot of people. I've gotten a few messages like, "Are you ever going to translate this book?" And I'm like, I don't think they translate well. The
Mhm.
emotion is just there in Spanish.
Do you
I
are
agree.
you a bilingual that primarily thinks in one language and then translates on the
I'm
go, or
going
do
back and forth all the
you go
time.
back and forth all the time? Just depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah, the code switching is insane in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, we've all been there. And then the title. I mean, it's a very
Mhm.
beautiful title for a book. You guys can get this here. I'm gonna put the link in the chat as well. We'll put it in the description as well. Gotas de Amor. You can get it at
Aw.
Punta Pluma. And we have a link there for it. What is there a specific significance to the title?
Tears. The tears we shed are the drops of love that we give to others.
Nice. All right. Succinct.
Succinct,
Mhm.
beautiful. What else?
Powerful.
What does he mean? Oh man, grief is a bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
just
know.
random thought.
No,
But
it
it's so
is.
beautiful. Like I love that you created art
Yeah.
out of it, you
It's
know?
messy, it's beautiful. I remember when I was going through at the beginning, one thing I kept rewatching was Andrew Garfield's interview when he's talking about his mom and when
Mhm.
he said that all the grief that he feels is all the love that he had for her.
Mhm.
And when you realize that, is that it's true. All the pain you feel is just the love that you can no longer give to that person.
Oh,
So you just have it within you, but which feels sad, but it's also a reminder of all the love that did exist.
yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna cry. Take it, Lou. You take it.
I should have told all these onions before the show. Oh.
Set of my keys.
Well, how many times I tell you I shouldn't chop onions right before the show, Sophia? It's
Yeah,
bad.
I know. I need to stop
Look,
doing that. I need to.
look, like I said, my father passed away almost 2 years ago now, and even though he was in his, he was in his 90s, and I knew it was coming, and it wasn't like a shock or anything. It still feels
No
pretty
matter the
much the
age.
same at some point. You don't really get over it. You just learn to live with it in some way, so that you allow yourself to sort of keep moving. And then there's the guilt that comes with it, and
Hmm.
how many more moments I could have spent and stuff like that,
Or what you
and
could have done
what you could have
differently.
done, all of that, and it eats you up. So you just have to forgive yourself and
Mhm.
sort of and move forward. But it is brave of you to expose your emotions and put them out there. But the good thing is that everybody that has gone through grief, which is all of us, can take a look at this book, take a look at a poem, and sort of relate to it. In my opinion. So I think it's
Yeah.
it's a great thing to put out there, to put yourself out there. What was the moment when you felt that either you felt they were good enough, or that you didn't care that you were going to put out there? Was it after you got feedback from friends and the publisher and things like that, or how did you wrestle internally with feeling that you wanted it out there, number one, and that you felt it was good enough to publish?
First of all, I want to say sorry for your loss. No matter how much time it has passed, it always
Thank you.
it always stays there.
Yeah.
And I think I started to feel ready after my first round of edits. We had 2 round of edits, and my publisher was very kind. And just from the get-go, they just really liked the poems. Most of the changes were like punctuation, or maybe this word works better than this word. But at that moment, I realized, okay, these are small changes, so the poems work. So that's when the imposter syndrome left my body, and I was like, okay, this is good. This is going out there. And I never felt, which is surprising to me, I never felt scared of how it would be perceived or how the poems would be taken into consideration by people, which is strange because, again, there are some poems where it's like fear of perception from the world, but it's weird. It was a little bit ironic, but I was never afraid of it going out.
Was it when it was all over, like once you physically hold it in your hand, do you like start the process over again of like knowing where it comes, and the grief and everything back to it when you hold that book?
Yeah.
But I mean, at some level, it had to be a little cathartic, right? Just to
Oh,
get through
really?
it.
There's so much.
Yeah.
Cool.
And in general, what's the feeling? Because this is your first book, correct?
Yeah.
What's that like? First of all.
It's crazy because I think my favorite message was also a friend of mine. When we were younger, we would go to a book club at this bookstore back home. And she sent me a message that it's like so strange that we would go to a book club at this bookstore and you would always say you wanted to have your book on the shelves. And then she actually bought my book on the shelf. So she was like, this is so surreal. That's been a long time coming. I'm so proud of you. And that's when I fully internalized it, like, oh my God, my dream came true.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I should have put published author
Publisher.
on the thumbnail.
Let's go.
Yes, that's a big accomplishment. We got to gas her up. Come on.
Well, you guys can get Gotas de Amor at puntapluma.com. Was it important to use a publisher from Puerto Rico? Like, was that sort of something that it would have been a non-starter for you another place?
I love the way that the process fell through. I thought it was the way it was supposed to be. It felt cosmically correct that it was a publisher back home. It's also because the best part of Punta Pluma is that he wanted to publish his own work because he's a writer too. And then he realized that the publishing industry needs a little bit more work back home. There's a lot, but then we're not publishing things by younger voices. So he started self-publishing, and that's when he started Punta Pluma. And then it went so well that he decided he wanted to spread the love and help other people publish their work. So now, like, we're gonna get into other projects, not just Word, but photography and graphic novels, which is great. So it's just so satisfying to be able to support something local, especially with everything that's happening politically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Poetic, yeah. I mean, there's a bit of a renaissance to the poetry game,
Mhm.
these days. I mean, I think it's always kind of like, um, I guess, an underrated art form. I think a lot of writers get their start with poems. Like you said, either a school project,
Mhm.
a haiku, something like that, where it starts, and then you get into your teens and your aughts, and
Mhm.
you deal with depression and sadness and stuff. And I know, I mean, I
Oh,
know,
I was writing so much poetry in high school.
yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh.
Me too. I was a prolific poet, yeah, back then.
Weren't we all just
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
emo
yeah.
as hell? Good time.
Yeah.
I got
You
in,
have to let it out somehow.
I got in trouble in high school because I think my senior year I was writing a lot of dark, like, self-harm poetry, like
Oh my god.
like buried in a casket of hate or something like that, like
Yep.
some sort of like weird, very emo, dark stuff. And they found them and they had like an intervention with me, and they're like,
They're like, are you okay?
"Lou, are you gonna do something to this?" I was like, "No, I'm just writing. I'm just letting it all out. Come on."
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can't wait to read the book, honestly. I
Yeah,
want
I
to,
think there was a moment there because there are some poems that were a little bit on the darker side of what I was going through mentally, and I was
Mhm.
like, "What are people? Are people gonna be worried?" But also, it's like you are feeling that darkness, but it's a part of the process.
maybe like,
Mhm.
"Josie, we're just checking in.
Yeah.
Read some of your poems.
So
Can we
got to
discuss
page
page 8?"
49. What's you all right? You good there?
Hold
You
on.
good?
What's going on
Check
here?
in, girl.
I remember, I think when I first got my copy, I was like, "Ooh, now I can send this to my therapist."
There you
Saves everyone a lot of time. There
Yeah.
you
go. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this
We just skip the
sparkness.
next couple of sessions, and then
go.
we'll break this all down at a future session.
Yeah. I love it.
Well, excellent. Well, look, I'm looking forward to taking a look at the book.
Yeah, me
I know,
too.
Sophia, you had been able to take a look at some of Josie's readings. What did you think, or what did you get from that?
Oh, I thought. Well, I made the video that you sent me. Oh my gosh! First of all, I don't know. I just really like the performative aspect of poetry as well. Seeing it like spoken word and like just read out loud. I really enjoy it. So that's kind of where my question about the English and Spanish came, because I totally agree. Like I love just like how strong it feels when you listen to poetry in Spanish, and I really enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed both of them quite a bit. So I want to read your book. I want to get
Thank
it.
you.
I'm
excited.
gonna buy a copy. So
I'm excited for you to read it.
yeah, I'll let you know. I'll check in when I get to the turn.
Listen, I know we talked about it. All right, excellent. So I wanted to talk a little bit to you more about the, your love of film, and sort of
Yes,
your
the podcast.
your
Yeah.
podcast and stuff like that. We had I had another one of the film posers on Fireside Chats probably not too long ago, probably about a year and a half ago now. And I know that the film posers came about as sort of a reaction to people telling you
Yeah.
that you were, you know,
We
not
didn't know what
not
we
a
were
real film
talking
fan
about. Yeah.
unless you like certain movies, right? Unless
What?
Mhm.
Oh, that's so
yeah,
snobby.
Mhm.
I probably love those
I'm
movies
a
that
film
they're
poser.
talking about, but I don't force them onto people. So, have you ever revisited those films at all again, or do you still feel the same way, or
I feel
how
the
have
same
you
way.
evolved since you were like the original film poser?
I definitely, like, for example, I want to rewatch The Godfather because I didn't like it the first time.
Damn, no, Josie.
I know. So there are a lot
Okay.
of film bro movies that I haven't quite bonded with.
Mhm.
But that was all part of the process. So we just realized that we definitely have a variety of taste between the four of us. And it's not always the conventional, like, cinephile taste. Sometimes we are raving about Charlie's Angels
Yeah.
because we understand the satire. But obviously not everyone is going to see it that way. And that's why usually in the tagline we're like, we're all film posers, because we all have different tastes. We all, like, film is subjective. Not everything is going to be good or bad, which
Mhm.
is often, I think, the problem with film criticism because everyone thinks there's a definitive answer when reviewing a film. And sometimes you can like something and still acknowledge that maybe it's not a masterpiece, but you had fun with it. I
Mhm.
think that's what matters. That happened a lot with the Marvels recently, where people were just going ham on it, and it's like, it's fun. People enjoyed their time with it, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. We go to films for escapism.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
Josie's my girl, same girl,
Rosa!
saying about the
Hi,
Godfather.
Rosa.
Look,
Hey,
Rosa.
Rosa.
Look, I'm trying not to get Godfather triggered here, but no, me and Rosa had a deal, and we still have to follow through. She was gonna rewatch Godfather 1 and 2, and I
Yeah.
was gonna watch all the Paddingtons, and we were gonna see if we.
How are we doing on that, Lou, by the way? What Paddington are you?
Listen, Paddington is an incredible film. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
say that outside. I've done my homework, Rosa. So whenever
Rosa?
you're ready, we'll revisit those. One movie that I watched because I saw your review and your passion for was Shiva Baby.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
I lost you for a second. I think my AirPod died.
Oh, okay. Are you
Okay.
did you can you hear us
Yeah.
now? You're good?
Yeah, you're on my speaker. Sorry,
Gotcha.
could you repeat the
Okay.
question?
No, I said one of the movies that I watched because I saw how passionate you were about it was Shiva Baby
Heck yeah.
from a few years back. And I always wanted to tell you that I was like I saw how like, you were like pushing for it, you were a big fan of it.
All right.
I
Adding it
sort
to the
of
list.
it reminded me a little bit in terms of like the tension building that you feel throughout the film to like a Safdie Brothers movie kind of where it's kind of
Yeah.
like like a little bit of like tension building and you just sort of feel uncomfortable. Do you like those type of movies that make you sort of feel uncomfortable and like nervous for the characters and stuff like that?
I've definitely been getting into those movies a lot more recently.
Mhm.
I didn't used to be a horror person or a suspense person before, but slowly, especially with Anna, one of our film posers, she's the
Mhm.
horror buff of film posers.
Nice.
So recently I have been able to get into those movies, mostly thanks to Jordan Peele. So props to him.
He's a really
Yeah.
good segue into horror, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being able to feel uncomfortable is definitely a new thing that I've encountered in film. And it's something I've been liking, especially with Shiva Baby, because you can get so much out of a character and out of situation through that awkwardness. And I just think they do it so well in that film.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Pam Grier? Is that the one?
Pam Grier.
I just saw Shiva Baby. Is that not the one? What is it?
S-H-I Shiva, S-H-I-V-A.
I was like 1975. Pam Grier.
Yeah, it's Shiva Baby, the famous blaxploitation film of 1970s.
I was like, it's the 29 on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what you're saying.
No.
No, not that one.
Gotcha. 2020. That makes a lot more sense. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Adding that to the watch list. Thank you.
Where are you falling on the Greta was snubbed debate for the Oscars this year? Are you, because I mean, we talked to Rosa, she gave us her sort of hot take that there was a lot of qualified filmmakers this year. Do you feel that that it was a snub, or do you feel that you like the list that they come up with?
Oh boy. I do feel it was a snub, but not just for her, for Sling Song too. I think they should both be there. I am tired of the Academy having this excuse that there can only be a certain amount of women, because we saw this again in the year when Chloe Zhao and Emerald Fennell got nominated, and Regina King should have been there too. I will not let that go. So it's usually either we can only have like 2 women, or if there's already a woman of color, that's enough. And we need to see more diversity there, not just white women. Now, that being said, I do think Greta did such an amazing job as a director, and I would have preferred to see her nominated for directing over screenplay, because I don't think the script is as strong. And she also broke so many records, and that's notable.
Yeah.
And I think I think the movie is well directed, so to not see that her there felt a little bit ridiculous, especially considering the accolades that this film has in comparison with Little Women, and we also saw that happen then. So at most, I think people blew it out of proportion. I mean, why is Hillary Clinton tweeting about this?
Right.
She has
But
a
I think there is something important to be said about the way that the Academy reacts to women in directing positions, because we've seen it time and time again. And then people are like, maybe the solution is to add a female directors category. And it's like, no, no, why are we separating it? Just add more women. Women are directing some of the best films every single year, and you're still ignoring them.
Yeah, and it doesn't make a lot of sense that you're nominating 10 movies for Best Picture, but only 5 directors, and so it's almost like they want the controversy every year.
Mhm.
Interesting.
It's interesting. Interesting.
On a
Let's-
similar note, wait, what did you think about the America Ferrera being nominated?
So I I wasn't a big fan of the monologue. Um, I don't think her character was as well developed as it should have been, and again, that goes to the script. I am happy she was nominated. I wouldn't say for that role, she's obviously had better roles, but she deserves to be nominated as an actress in general. She's a really good actress, so I'm just pretending it's for Real Women Have Curves.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, okay.
Yeah, listen, I know Jeffrey Wright got nominated for this year, but in my mind, he should have been nominated. He should have won for Basquiat in 1997.
Yes.
Wow. There you go. There you go.
Am I right?
He's also just such a good actor, so I'm like, you know what? These people being here, I don't mind. It's okay.
Sometimes they got to do reparation nominations, you know?
It's like for me, I don't agree with Jamie Lee Curtis winning. So for me, she won for Freaky Friday.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Was
No, absolutely.
acting.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what they do. They gave Scorsese the Oscar for The Departed instead of one of
Leo
8 other
as
movies
well.
that were better than The Departed.
Leo too. You're so
Yeah,
right.
Leo too. It's
We all know he should have won for anything else.
yeah. So, what do you think of the biggest lock for this year would be Oscar wise?
I am gonna keep saying that What I Was Made For by Billie Eilish
Okay.
is gonna win. If it doesn't, I'll be genuinely surprised. I would love to see Past Lives win screenplay just to have something. Because I don't think if it only got 2 nominations, it probably won't win Best Picture.
Do you
So
think
give
it's
it screenplay.
suffering from coming out so early in the year?
I don't know, because people were loving it,
Yeah.
and then they just dipped.
Yeah, there's just so much. I mean, obviously, it's either you come out early or you come out whenever you're naturally supposed to come out, and then you hope that the momentum carries you, or you try to schedule the limited release before the end of the year to try to get in under the line. So
Yeah, that happened to Everything Ever All at Once, and they handled it really well. I think this year A24 kind of screwed themselves over, especially with Iron Claw. I will not stop saying it. I've tweeted it twice. I will keep saying it. Because Iron Claw was really good, so you already distracted from Past Lives.
yeah, and it ended up with just Ironclad not getting crap. So they
Literally. And
they
Iron
probably
Claw
should've just-
deserved a lot
yeah.
of love, which is so sad because if you think about it, it's not going to get anything. It's not going to have any other opportunity because they marketed it for this year. They campaigned it for this year. So that's devastating.
almost as devastating as Better Call Saul never winning an
Oh
Emmy.
my god.
Yeah.
That's a deal. Yeah, that's a hill I'll die on for sure. God.
Do you are you passionate as much about any major TV shows as well, or are you mostly sticking to films these days?
Mostly film, though, of course, I really did love The Last of Us.
Okay.
Really?
And Daisy Jones and the Six, because I read that book a long time ago and I really enjoyed that book. And I thought they did a great job. Also, the music is spectacular. I have the vinyl right over here.
Okay, there you go.
What is that one? Daisy Jones and
Daisy Jones and the Six. It's I like to describe the book as Fleetwood Mac fan fiction.
Yeah. But Sophia, make sure you watch Daisy Jones in the 1 through 5 first, or else you're gonna be lost. You gotta watch the first 5 first, or else you're gonna be like,
yeah, exactly. Putting all of them in my watch list.
yeah, watch them all.
Dude, I'll never get through this watch list. Dizzy Miss Lizzie.
Yes.
I want to really read that book.
The show is really good. If you do read the book, I genuinely recommend the audiobook because it feels like you're listening to an oral history of this band. Like they feel so real.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, because the entire book is told through interviews.
Got it. All right.
Writing it
Excellent.
down.
All right, guys, we're live here with Josie at the Josie Marie. still hanging on at Twitter. A lot of people have bailed, but she's fighting.
What's it like in there, guys?
It's a hellscape,
Yeah.
but
The ads right now feel
Oh my
so violent.
Oh,
yeah, the comment section is just it's a war zone. People just are putting in random ass video clips of other stuff because they want to
Yeah.
monetize.
Yeah.
It's very bad. The algorithms to shit. Yeah, so it's pretty good, you know.
yeah,
Same old, same
this
old.
is doing good. Yeah, same old, same old.
Same old Twitter. I mean, we're still on there, still rocking it. How did you transition from you have the poetry in the background, you're writing poetry as a kid. Did you always feel that you wanted to be in film, but in more of like a reviewer capacity? I know Gabby made a short film, right? I know you guys you worked on that. Are you also looking to writing a film or working on film, or was your passion of film just to consume them and to review them and write about them, as opposed to be in the industry?
So my goal is to be in the industry. I love screenwriting. I love writing scripts. And thing is, I graduated with a degree in screenwriting during the pandemic
Mm.
in 2020. So
Okay.
that's when we started Film Posers. And we couldn't make film, we couldn't sell scripts, we couldn't do anything. So the best thing we could do is watch films and talk about them. Especially nobody could go to the theater and nobody could physically meet up to share in film. So the best thing we can do was just the four of us just talk about the movies that we like, um, movies that we've seen, movies that we'd like to see, and people happen to connect with that, which was really great. But what I'm grateful for is that film criticism actually opened a lot of doors for me to get into the industry as a screenwriter.
Mm.
Really?
Are you currently writing any scripts?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. What's
Yeah.
your favorite genre to?
I love rom-coms, which is why I'm so critical of them.
That's fair. That's
Oh
fair.
yeah, it's Sophia starred in a rom-com that we
Mhm.
filmed
Ages ago.
ages
Jesus.
ago. I'll send that to you. It's a little adult oriented, but it is technically a rom-com. So we gotta get Josie to watch it and review it.
But she
So.
seems like a harsh reviewer. I'm scared.
No. Trust me, no.
All right, listen. There's some adult humor in there. If you can get past the first couple of minutes, you'll be all right.
We'd
Okay?
love to see it.
It's got a lot of heart.
Dang.
It's got a lot of heart.
That was before I had braces, y'all. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, that was young.
That's
Enjoy it. Yeah, the young starlet Sophia.
yes.
Let me ask you this, Josie. So if you were, because for me, as somebody who started as more as has made movies and films, when we did the podcast, I sort of consciously have tried to stay away from movie reviews because I feel that, like, as a filmmaker, it's like, well, why would I want somebody to be critical of my films and stuff like that? So I sort of consciously tried to get away from it and tried to make sure that our podcast wasn't a movie review. Like, we talk about movies and we have people on that are movie reviewers, but I sort of made a conscious effort. But you feel that being in the film review actually had opened more doors for you. How is that? Just because of just whatever recognition you get once you're out there, all of that's good? Or was there a specific reason for that you feel?
For the spaces I've been able to get into, for example, through film criticism, I was able to go to Cannes, and at Cannes, I had the opportunity to pitch to a producer, and then same thing happened at Sundance. So those little things definitely help. I do believe in my case, I do think about that a lot because it's very tough to make a movie. So anytime I'm negatively critical, I try to have backup to what I'm saying to sustain that, because you can easily say, oh, this is trash, but that's not valid criticism. I think that's what a lot of people
Right.
lose sight of. So for example, I'm gonna say I did not like Poor Things and everyone loved it. So I made sure to, in my notes, I was like, this is why, and this is my opinion. And I try to be as critical as possible and not take anything personally, not like, like if you didn't like the screenplays, describe what you didn't like of the screenplay.
Mhm.
But I also try to highlight the good. Like, for example, I think it's a masterful film in all technical aspects. The production design is incredible, the performances are incredible. But then I didn't like other aspects, like the themes and the tones.
Did you like Killing of the Sacred Deer or The Lobster? Or
I have not seen those, but I love The Favorite.
you love The Favorite, I was gonna say. The Favorite I like Killing of the Sacred Deer and The
I need to
Lobster.
see it, especially because I've only seen the scene of Barry Keoghan eating spaghetti.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Here, I want to ask you about Saltburn because it's a must. But Lou, criticism is important, so it helps people improve. Yes, it does.
Agreed.
But like I said, as a filmmaker, I just feel like I don't want to, like when I work for the San Diego Latino Film Festival and I have to watch a lot of movies. I'm a curator, so I watch all the comedies. So I always also try to find something good, especially with student films, because they ask for feedback.
Yeah.
And I have to tell them, look, I love this scene. I love this. I love how you were doing this. I understand the limitations you guys have. It's just, it's not ready for a film festival audience, but we want to see what else you do.
Yeah.
And then there's some films that even though they are limited, you still find a place for them.
Yeah,
Sofia's
Sofia's
getting
fighting
attacked
off
by-
money.
Yeah, I'm smart. I
I'm
dose up
fighting
my
for my
dogs.
life here.
I dose up my dogs before the stream, Sophia. So anyway.
So that happened to
I
me.
need to borrow some CBD.
I volunteered to screen films for the New York Latino Film Festival.
Nice. Yeah.
And
You
I
probably
definitely
watched a lot of
encountered-
movies, the same movies.
Yeah, I definitely encountered that a lot too, because it's like you see these films and you want to accept everybody, but then you have to make the tough decisions, and giving that feedback is definitely difficult. But
Yes.
it's also so fulfilling to see people put so much heart and effort into those things, and just to see Latinos trying
yeah.
to make it in the industry.
Every year when I watch and I see all the talent and all the Latinos from all over the world and all different parts of the US submitting films, it's like the Grinch, my heart grows.
Yeah, and the different
grows.
stories, the different genres.
Yeah.
Sophia, let the dog be.
I'm not doing anything. She is entering MySpace. Okay, Rosa?
MySpace. So obligatory film question about Saltburn. What side did you fall on the Saltburn?
La 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 la. I have not seen it.
I loved it.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I remember watching it and thinking, this is great. This is amazing. And then people were like, oh, that was too much. And I'm like, where?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to watch it now. What?
I mean, yes, I can see what
I've heard
there's.
things.
I know there's 3 specific areas where people will be like, "What for?" But for me, I was like, "It's gorgeous. It's stylish."
I would have given it a cinematography nom. They were cowards.
Yeah, it's very stylish. It's got great twists. It's got a little bit of everything, man. You gotta let the artist go. You're a peacock. You gotta let you fly.
I'm too scared to watch Saltburn.
Yeah.
No, it's fun.
It's fine. Don't worry
Let's
about
do it together, Lizzie.
No, it's fun.
It's good. It's good times. Yeah. Especially that last scene when you're like, oh, all right, cool, I get it. Nice.
Yeah.
Very
It's
free.
just, free as a bird.
Free as a bird.
I have a few questions, but it would be redirecting hard just because I want to get to know a little bit about your background. I know you're from Puerto Rico, and were you born there? Were you raised there, etc.? How'd you get to New York?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. I did my bachelor's in the University of Puerto Rico. I'm a UP. I left Puerto Rico in 2018 to do my master's. Went back in 2020, stayed with my mom, and then I moved to New York in 2021. So I've been here ever since.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I want to visit Puerto Rico. Well,
Yeah,
would
right
you
now it's raining as much as it is in California, apparently.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
So if you close your eyes, you're there.
True.
I haven't been to Puerto Rico since 1994, something like that.
Oh
Long
my
time ago.
God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, when
Oh
you're in
my
New York,
God.
it's kind of like there's really cheap flights.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah, no, yes, I'm old, Josie.
No, wow, you need to go back.
I do need to
It
go back.
changed. I'm
The
gonna
Henry
tell you.
Show takes
Changed,
Puerto
yeah.
Rico. Let's go.
I need to go back to New York. I need to do a lot of things. I need to travel.
We can do an actual live show.
Yeah, but yeah,
Mhm.
well, honestly,
We
just
should.
obviously, I mean, people know like I've been sort of doing in-house hospice care with my father for like the last 7 years before he passed. So
Mhm.
I was pretty much stuck here, but now I'm free as a bird. Well, I got dogs, but I can get somebody to watch them. I can get
Yeah.
somebody to watch them. Yeah,
Somebody will
they're
dog
fine.
sit. Let's
They'll be
babysit.
all right.
Let's go.
Sophia can
They'll
babysit.
survive. They'll understand.
Sophia can babysit.
I didn't say that, but okay, bud. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got dogs. You got two
Honey?
dogs. Listen,
I
you
don't.
got two
Baxter
dogs.
and Honey would not get along.
I
No,
don't know. Honey's staring at us like,
Honey's
when is this,
judging.
like, when is this gonna end? What are you
Yeah,
guys
she's like, so
doing?
you done yet with
I get more
Look
cuddles.
at her side
Oh.
eye. Oh, she's gone.
Oh, she damn, she heard you, Josie.
I'm
Wow.
so sorry, honey.
You offended her.
All right.
Wow.
So Sophia, one of the running topics that we have on the show is whether or not Sophia is in or out on Bad Bunny. She
I
she
was gonna
she's been out recently on him. How are you feeling about him these days?
Ay, Dios mío. I
Get into
need
the-
him to leave Kendall because apparently they are still together. We were hoodwinked.
What?
Really?
We were?
Yeah, someone saw them
Oh.
at a restaurant in Puerto Rico recently. So I'm
Oh,
like, what's going on?
goodness. I thought it was publicity.
I
What?
know. So I do think it's publicity, but it's one of those things where like people can be in a PR relationship and still like each other.
Yeah, that's true. I will die on this hill that I think Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling started off as a PR relationship.
I can see that.
Yeah, like
But she's in love with him. She kept those receipts.
oh yeah, I mean they have, they took that way too far. They are in love and they have babies and all of that. But I do think
Yeah.
that's how they
She
started.
pulled the goalie quickly.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
No
But
goalie.
yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of Bad Bunny's recent album, and I don't understand why he's selling his tickets for that expensive.
same. Thank you. I feel like the last two before that were like, oh my god, peak amazing. And
My
then this one
favorite.
dropped.
Okay, what are your favorite Bad Bunny albums?
The Yo hago lo que me da la gana y Un verano sin ti. So kind of his peak, but even the one before that had a few hits that I fuck with. So yeah. What about you?
My favorite is El Último Tour del Mundo.
Oh yeah, that's a good
I
one.
love
See?
that album.
Ah. Wait, was that in between or before Yo hago lo que me da la gana?
It was after Yo hago lo que me da la gana.
Okay, so it was like that in between one. That,
Yeah, because that
didn't
was
get-
he
yeah.
released Yo hago lo que me da la gana
Mhm.
right when the pandemic started,
Yeah.
and none of us could dance to the song Zafaera. I'll never forget
That was so good.
And then El Último Tour del Mundo came out a little bit later because he
Mhm.
did that. He was on the top of that bus around New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah. Oh my God, they made an Airbnb out of a bus like that, and it's ridiculous. The prices, like this man.
I can imagine. I know so many people. He opened a restaurant in Puerto Rico, and some people have gone.
Yeah.
Really?
Do you,
Okay.
think that he's like gonna drop eventually? Though I feel like he's on a slow decline, but
I don't know because he said he was gonna retire, like an early retirement a while ago, but he keeps coming back because he just loves making music
oh,
and money. And money isn't bad, but I do genuinely think he loves the music.
yeah, that's true. What do you think about him and like the effect that he's had for Puerto Rico? Like, do you think that in the grand scheme of things, it's been like a positive impact, or
I do think so because it brings attention to the island. I think the other day someone was telling me that when they were in Spain, for an exchange program, when they told someone that they were from Puerto Rico, they were like, "Oh, like Bad Bunny." And then he started playing Bad Bunny on his phone.
That's so cute. Yeah, I work currently I work at an international language school, so I meet people from all over the world every single day, and it's cute when you see people make connections like that. Like, oh, I know this one thing about your culture.
Yeah.
And like it's adorable. I love it.
Yeah. Guess what
think-
people say when they find out I'm from Medellin.
I would say Karol G. So, but I'm assuming you're going the drug route.
You know Pablo Escobar? Yes.
Yeah, there you go. There it is.
No,
There it is.
todavía.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, they're like, oh, Narcos, Pablo Escobar. I'm like, yep. Exactly the same.
Nowadays, they would say Karol G La Bichota. Okay, that's all
Yeah,
they
true.
would say.
Listen, I like Bad Bunny when he was Fat Bunny and he was called Fat Joe. So I'm just gonna say that, that was the original Bad Bunny for me.
Fat Joe. Oh
Yeah.
my God, good times. Good times.
Yeah, I remember I mentioned to someone the other day, like, no, él tenía pipa, él tenía panza. And they're like, no, he's always been skinny. Yo, no, 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 no,
El
no.
Bad Bunny, he was chubby, yeah.
Bad Bunny was chubby.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's Fat Bunny. All right. Well, Josie, I do want to thank you for joining us tonight. I know it is late for you out there on the East Coast.
Fun conversation.
But I hope you had a good time with us tonight. Let me just make sure that we plug this some more. You can catch and you can buy Josie's book.
Where, Lou?
Gotas de Amor.
Yes.
At puntapluma.com. And I have the link in the description. I'll relink it. I'll make sure that it is in the podcast description when we do drop the audio only version. And you can follow Josie at Josie Marie on X, aka Twitter. Are you also on Threads or Instagram as well? The same handle?
So I'm the Josie Marie everywhere. I snagged that name.
The Josie Marie everywhere you get your follow her for her hot film takes.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to ask,
give it a listen,
and the Film Posers podcast as well. I did want to thank you again for sharing some of your poetry with us, the readings.
Yes.
Big fan of all your work on. You can also catch her writing on Remezcla and other zines online with her film criticism and her film positivism, I guess. And we look forward to seeing what is next in your career, your scripts, your first film. You need an actress, an AD, an editor. We got you.
Right
you want to come out to the San Diego Latino Film Festival? You let me know. You're always welcome.
Fingers crossed. I'm trying to submit to that Jordan Peele No Drama Initiative. So if we get that grant.
Okay.
She's taking us to the top. Let's go.
Let me create the Lou behind the microphone meme.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting though. I hope you get it.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I'm having a lucky year, so it's gonna happen. I don't know.
It's our time. It's our time. The stars have to align. It's been a tough years since 2019. We all need a break.
Yes.
All right.
This is a fruit of our labor year. Okay, we're gonna.
It's all happening.
Mm-hmm.
Cue the Michael Scott meme. The GIF. I'm sorry. All right. Well, Josie, thank you for joining us. Maybe we might be doing a panel closer to the Oscars with Rosa and some other film critics, so maybe you can jump on with us during that. We do appreciate you. We'll let you go tonight. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you guys are following her.
Yes.
Go get the book, and you have a good rest of your evening, Josie.
Thank you, Josie. Thank you so much for being here.
Goodbye. All right, we'll get you out of here. Josie.
Bye.
All right, that was the Josie Marie. You can follow her all over Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. We want to thank her for joining us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What a cool! You got to watch the video of her doing her poetry. Was it more? More impactful that way.
Like watching it. Well, I mean, I'm sure it would have been equally as impactful if I had the book and I read it. I think just seeing the work was, it's just so good, and it's what you need to hear if you've ever or currently are experiencing grief. I feel like it's a really good read, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure that you guys go check it out at puntapluma.com. Yeah, there's a cool book.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right, so let's move on to the rest of our show for today.
Yes, let's do it. We didn't get into personal news, so Lou, what's going on with you this week?
Personal news for the Lou. All right, well, basically what's happening in my life. Let's see what's happening today. We had some rains in California.
We did.
We had some flooding at the tattoo shop. We're pretty much back in business now. We'll be back open probably in the next day or so.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking for a new Thank you for joining us, Josie. You were awesome. Thanks for coming by.
Yes, absolute honor.
We're back. We're back up tattoo wise.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We had some flooding, some leaks.
Mm-hmm.
I know you had some issue as well.
Yeah,
in
my
house.
house in Tijuana got flooded, like the first floor up to about like
You know,
couch level. Yeah, a lot of loss. That was terrible, but
a lot of loss.
don't tell nobody,
Other
but
than
we're
that,
selling it.
I am officially looking for a new place to live. All good things come to an end, and we have been we're moving because I have to do a lot of work to this house, and it's changing ownership and all this bunch of stuff. So I've been living in the same place for like 15 years, so I'm looking forward to a fresh start somewhere. So if anybody knows of anybody renting a house that allows me and my look how calm my dogs are.
Calm, cute dogs.
Calm,
They don't
cute dogs.
hurt a fly.
You know?
They're adorable.
Yeah, I mean, you hear German Shepherd, you hear Belgian Malinois, you hear
Maybe not
Pitbull.
Milo.
Milo is.
I have beef with him. I don't like him. Tell him I don't like him. Milo, you ain't shit, Milo.
Look at him. He's turning around. He's like,
yeah,
what?
I'm talking to you.
He's like,
I
you
don't
want me to give you
like
these
you.
demon eyes? He's cool. So that's new, but so the burrito lounge will be changing at some point, so that's why it's a little bit more sparse, because I've started giving stuff away and throwing stuff.
Minimizing.
You gotta do that. You gotta only take the your best stuff with you. You have to get out of, you know what I mean? It's a fresh start. So great time for me to find a new place to live, or a sugar mama. You never know.
There you go. Opportunities. Yes.
So secret sugar mama, reveal yourself.
Dude, if you find one, sharing is caring, please.
Sharing the sugar mama. All right. I want to jump into some tabs, get some stuff out of the way that we've missed over the last week. So let's get into and then we have a couple of no names ways.
Do we? I did not pimp it out at all this week. We got
some residuals. Yeah, let's do it.
Interesting.
All right. Time for Hellscape. I still really like that picture of us. Like,
we look so serious. We're like, and now
it's happening now, isn't it? It's happening. All happening.
This is fine.
All right, let's get into Hellscape Watch. Let's see what we got going on here today. Another Netflix decision. Something that I came across. So basically, Netflix is scrapping The Mothership, a sci-fi thriller starring Halle Berry, which had completed filming, but the studio now plans to never release the film.
I'm tired of this. No. What do you mean? It's the never release part for me. Like, what?
Yeah, it's giving tax write-off.
Yeah. What is up with like spending all of this money on projects and then just scrapping them, but also never releasing them? What?
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to what Warner Brothers did with Batgirl.
Yeah, I was gonna say Catwoman, but it's Batgirl.
Batgirl, Catwoman. Was it Catwoman? I mean,
an animal.
Well, Halle Berry was Catwoman.
Animal female.
That's probably where you got it. But this is, and they've done this with another movie recently as well. I don't care how badly Batgirl tested. It had what's his face, Fraser. Brendan Fraser was in it. There was a bunch of cool people in it. Like I want to see the movie. Like there's so many shitty movies on every platform. So it's impossible for me to be like, how shitty could it be?
Yeah. Regardless, I want to see it, but that sucks. What was it even about?
Yeah, it was a
never
sci-fi
know.
thriller starring Halle Berry. That seems like the perfect type of movie that you would just see on Netflix. Like, oh, Halle Berry, Halle
Yeah.
Berry, Halle
Halle
Berry,
Berry, Halle
Halle
Berry.
Berry. What's
Eh.
How are you gonna not put Halle Berry up on Netflix? Come on, I hate
Mhm.
this part of the industry.
I do too. The politics and it really infuriates me when I really sit down and think about how much it takes to get a project to conclusion, you know?
Yeah.
There's just so much, like, it's so
Okay.
impossible. And then I think about all the art and the scripts that we probably have never even seen, like, executed, and
Yeah. Yeah.
and we'll
Yeah.
never see, and we'll never
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
Anyway, this is
I
fun.
I hate it here.
I hate it here.
I hated it. So yeah, another instance of Hollywood fucking us over.
Yeah, I quit.
Let's see what else we got going on here. I had some. So there, the Saltburn is a real place, FYI, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah, Saltburn is
Oh,
real.
did I just have an accent? Really? Yes.
Really? Oh,
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
he threw the hee-haw at the sexy UK state where Hit Thriller was filmed. Yeah, this
UK state.
yeah, it's basically a real place. They were able to sort of change it around and move things around and stuff, but it is 127 room property, and it is a very rich, owned by a very rich family. And apparently people found out where it is, and they used to give tours, but they had to stop because everybody started showing up. So you can go see the real Saltburn
For the low price of sound like a commercial. That's cool though. I mean, I guess every film kind of has, like, you know, at least, I don't know, maybe it's because I recently saw Wonka, and, like, my immediate thought was they filmed in, like, so many famous places. Like the Wonka factory. Have you seen Wonka?
No.
So immediately threw me back to, like, my last solo trip in Naples, because you could tell that they filmed in the gallery in Naples, and that made me so happy. I was like, ooh, I was there.
Yeah,
Cool.
I don't know. I think you should watch Saltburn. I think you can handle it.
I'm going to. And you know what? I have made a vow, a resolution, a goal, some might say, to watch more films this year. And I've been living up to it so far, okay? One a week. I'm watching Dune this Sunday. All right.
Nice. Where?
I'm watching. I saw half of Sound of Freedom against my will. It was terrible. I'll finish it eventually. I'm in the middle of Cassandra. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, look at you.
My film list for 2024 in 1 month is already longer than all of 2023. All right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna do y'all real proud. Okay. So Saltburn is in there. I didn't know it was a film. I thought it was a show. Okay.
Yeah, the infamous scenes are there. There's basically 5 what the fuck moments in the movie. There's 5.
I heard there were 3, but
no, there's 5. There's
also a bitch's experience. Not a lot shocks me.
There's 3 shock moments in the film that are like, what the fuck? And
Okay.
then there's there's an ending scene that's cool, and then there's a twist that's kind of like an M. Night Shyamalan like sort of twist.
Well, don't spoil it.
I mean, it's not gonna
I'm excited. I'll watch it. I'll watch it this or next week. Okay. Okay.
Crazy movie. Hey, what's up, Michelle? Crazy movie, forever traumatized about that. Yeah, no. I thought the vampire scene was a little bit.
Okay, okay, I'll watch it, and then I'll give a little Sofia reviews. Okay.
Michelle, also FYI, the Barbie shirts for you and Lizzie are on the way.
No, for me and Lizzie.
For you and Lizzie.
Oh my God, I'm a winner too, guys. Thank you, Michelle, for the amazing shirts and design. Honestly, like.
Are you a winner, or am I just very generous?
You're very generous. I think I'm a winner. Both.
Both things can be true. You're a
¿Por
winner.
qué no los dos, güey?
¿Por qué no los dos? Let's go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll buy you a hat just for that.
Oh, we got
Oh!
it. We got it on tape. We got it on tape. We got it on tape. Listen,
Listen, he's not
listen.
allowed to because of the bingo sheet this year.
That sounds great because we do have a should I buy segment.
I know, Luisito.
Listen,
What is it? What is it? All right,
No, no,
pitch it. I'm ready. My body's ready.
no.
Game.
You said you wanted to buy me a hat. You have your
65? What
these
is
are
it
hey,
made out of?
look at these ones. Look at these. They're
Oh,
fucking
jeez, Louise. Yeah,
look at that. Look at that. It's a
You think
bear.
I'm made of money?
It's a bear,
Jesus.
but he's like juggling picnic stuff. That's a cool hat.
That
That's
is
a
a
cool
cool hat.
lion. That's a cool lion. That's a cheetah, and it's got like a lightning bolt. Look at that. Look at that
It
one.
looks like
This one I
all
like.
of these kind of look like they should be designs and logos for sports teams.
That's basically the concept because they're on the
Yeah.
these hats are the exact same hats that you would make for like a Padres hat.
Yeah,
Like
see,
like a
those are
fitted
the
Padres.
toucans of San Diego. I
Yeah.
can see it all. I can see it.
Yeah. Wait a second. There's this one is pretty cool.
Oh,
That's a
very
cool hat with the bison and the snow. This one is also pretty cool. It's like a nice thing. The Shamu.
Shamu,
That's a
bro.
nice. That's
Dark
a nice
times, bro.
one.
Dark times for our people.
I'm trying not to buy any hats, guys.
And yet you're just
I'm really trying. This one's
you're
already
window shopping, and
I have like 8 hat tabs open just because you mentioned it. I'm sorry.
that was perfect timing.
That was perfect timing because I was like, oh yeah. Well,
Did you have that open before I mentioned it?
yeah.
Oh, Luis, no.
I'll shoot you the link. I'll shoot you the link. All right. Let's keep it moving. All right, here you go. In other hellscape news, Melissa Barrera is once again under fire over a series of new social media posts involving the Israeli-Gaza conflict, prompting her representatives at WME and Sugar 23 to explore dropping the actress. Why the fuck are they going after her so hard?
Wait, why is she under fire? Quote unquote. Like who is the fire? Who?
Basically the issue
the public
was she did some social media posts where I think what she did was she linked to a donation page.
Mm-hmm. Because we're past that, right? Like she talked about Palestine, she got fired.
At Sundance,
they attempted to rehire.
She chanted.
And then what happened?
She at Sundance, she chanted "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free."
Okay.
During a protest on Main Street.
Okay.
I'm trying to find out here. I think from what I saw is that she had basically just was posting something and maybe posted a link to a she posted a link in her Instagram bio that directed her followers to donate money to the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees. So basically she was trying to get people that were blown up and being committed genocide on to, send them some food, I guess. Which how dare you?
So she literally was just, just supporting.
She had a link for United Nations Relief.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
But is she under fire? Is it just like the public, or like was there any?
She's just unapologetically pro-Palestine and anti-genocide, which is sometimes it's you're told that it's wokeness, and sometimes you're told it's politically correct, and sometimes it's incorrect. So it just kind of depends on the day in the industry where. Bernie's being a little bit more outspoken about it. He was kind of riding the fence pro Israel for a while, not really calling it a genocide. Recently, he's been doing the circuit, calling for a ceasefire. I mean, it's not controversial to see ceasefire now. I don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It seems this one seems like it's a whole lot of hubbub, but like. She already lost her job, and then they ran back after the backlash and tried to get her back. And so I'm glad that she's standing her ground and continuing to be outspoken about this because she, you know, she is on the right side of history, and so I support her. I support her, and she's my Latina sister. And you know what? Yes, girl, keep it going, keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I found it from Rosa was the one that posted it, which is it's frustrating to witness the constant bias. While some actors are vocal about the situation, some of them get Oscar nominations. Barrera is just getting constant heat. So that's kind of where I found out about it. And Rosa's right. It's fucking bullshit that they keep attacking her, you know, when other people are getting shit. So I don't know why they're trying to fucking pick on her.
Exactly. Like what? That doesn't make sense to me.
Meanwhile, her movie from Sundance was one of Rosa's favorite. I can't watch it. Absolutely. All right. We talked a little bit about last week about the Take Back Our Border convoy that actually became like a super religious sort of thing. So essentially, it is a grift because people are, let's see. People are being dissatisfied about this thing. Here is a woman that was a part of the convoy.
I found it out the hard way. To the
Huh?
Christians. Do
Wait, what are
not
we
be
talking about? What?
deceived. Stop thinking that everybody who
These are
waves
the
flag
people that are going
and
to the
shouts
border for
freedom
rallies.
is your friend and a good person because we have people like this trying to join up in the movements. I found this out the hard way. I found it out the hard way.
Meth is a hell of a drug.
That not everybody is in things for the same reasons you are. I was in the People's Convoy, and what a fucking disappointment that ended up being.
They're not seeing enough illegals.
What a
They're not seeing enough
to
conflicts.
find out that these people that
They're
you
not
were
seeing
with,
enough
they
drowned
weren't like
babies,
you.
apparently.
They didn't care about the country. They were a bunch of grifting motherfucking live streamers that wanted to make money.
So it was a bunch of grifting live streamers that wanted to make money. And they started doing shit like this at the border. They were baptizing people.
What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with these people? Jesus.
I mean, how many actual pages of the Bible do you think that these people have actually read? This is, you know, they were basically
Nothing.
a bunch of Christian stuff. And essentially the Christian stuff is interesting because they're not very Christian.
No.
They don't really love thy neighbor. They hate thy neighbor. And they believe in like a white Jesus that was born in like Mississippi or something.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a very weird thing that they decided that they wanted to make money off the issue. They started doing rallies. They went out there, and then when they got there, they were like, "Well, we're not seeing enough. We're not seeing enough immigrants. We're not seeing enough." You know, they were like, "Hey, what? Why are we here?"
Yeah.
They want you to pay money. They want you to buy swag. They want you to, you know.
Damn, that's so crazy. It always baffles me how like they're able to like just ignore the cognitive dissonance of like, oh, Christianity, but also, you know, the whole basically we said about love thy neighbor, and at the same time they're spewing all this hateful rhetoric, and now profiting off of it and doing all of like it's. I don't know how people get to this place. I hate it here. But what was the lady on the street was ranting because
she felt that the people that were organizing
she was against it, right?
Yeah, they were basically live streaming, getting money. Yeah. They were just basically doing it for the clout.
So it was in a sense, even though we disagree with this racist piece of shit lady, she's kind of like she's justified to like feel that way, right? Because this is definitely like a money grab. I mean,
look. Take Back Our Borders Convoy 2024.
And honestly, it is like one of the most profitable grifts. Like,
look at these people. Listen, you don't get a setup like this unless you're making money.
No, and then you know what's crazy too is the people that are making those shirts, a lot of them don't necessarily believe in what they're selling. Like they'll also make Biden shirts and they'll make like, you know, Hillary shirts and stuff like that. It's kind of just like pandering to whatever audience they need because it's marketable and profitable. So
It's like Comic-Con for racist.
exactly. Yeah.
They're just out there doing the good thing.
Well, good for them. Making their coin off of stupid people. But I'm glad this lady found it out and, you know, it's calling them out.
There was more, but this account tweets so much that
It's crazy.
Listen, were you there when Tracy Chapman broke the internet at the Grammys with
No,
Fast Car?
no. Oh my God. I'm so backed up on the Grammys, dude. Today, everyone was talking about Miley Cyrus and like all this stuff. And I was like, what happened? No, I need to catch up. Why? What did Tracy Chapman do?
She did well, there was a country guy, Luke Combs, I think, that did a cover of her song, and they did it together at the Grammys, and she sounded just like she did like in 1988 or whenever she actually came out with that song. So it's kind of like a, you know, it was a very like sat on my keys, chopped all these onions moment for a lot of people, you know. I watched the video a few times and I was a little taken back. I can't obviously watch it because copyright and whatnot.
Copyright.
Yeah. So
okay,
it's all right. Here we go. Let me see what we got here.
Tracy Chapman Grammys. I'm gonna put it on my to watch list.
I said yes, sir, but you're on flagpole. So is a little bit, and that, sir. Why, that's the raggediest old flag you got. I said, yes, sir, but you're
Tell me what this lady's saying.
I can't. I cannot for the life of me.
This is,
sir. Why, that's the ragged.
This is just one of the speakers at one of those rallies.
What is happening?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love that. I do love the fit though. That was, that was very 4th of July. Good.
God bless these people that are like embedded in like doing videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I saw a tweet today was like, you know, 2020 Democrats were like, we're not going to move an inch. We're not going to fund this fascist wall thing. And now 2024, they're like, we want to fund this fascist wall thing, but the Republicans don't want us to. It is, I always love it when they switch sides on issues. You know, I love the hypocrisy. Yeah.
Sorry, I was I got distracted by the Grammys and I was still there.
And this is the irony here. This is one of the people that was just got pulled over by 4 Border Patrol agents, 2 state troopers, and 2 sheriffs. I just got enough to single to put this out. They pulled me over for suspicion of illegal immigration to check my ID, check my vehicle, and let me go. Overkill, if you ask me.
But oh my gosh, but this is the same man that I'm assuming voted for this level of policing. Oh, Jesus.
Meanwhile, in Texas, they're passing laws that are like, fuck all of this.
Wait. Not to backtrack, but Disney Miss Lucy said I tweeted Mi Gente show about the Grammys. I was so mad at Taylor Swift. What did she do?
She won Album of the Year over Beyonce, right?
Oh, and did Kanye have anything to say about that?
Jay-Z said a little something.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Taylor Swift, Beyonce. I need to watch the Grammys as well, apparently.
You have a hot take? Oh yeah, Killer Mike got arrested at the Grammys. Killer Mike won 3 Grammys.
Damn.
And then they apparently he had like a skirmish with somebody in the crowd, and it was caught on tape, and they arrested him. There he is winning a Grammy on stage.
What the hell?
And there is she snubbed Celine Dion. But then there was a picture of Celine and her backstage where Celine was like not having it.
Gotcha. Wait, what do you mean Celine was not having it?
Celine Dion was the one that presented Album of the Year, I believe, or she was on stage with her.
And she was also Nominated?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
she wasn't nominated. She was just a presenter.
Okay.
And then oh, here it is. Here it is.
PR worked quickly.
So he's hugging everybody.
Oh. Yeah, that is. Oh yeah, that's rude. That's mad rude. You don't even. She didn't even look at her.
Yeah.
It looks.
Yeah,
No, there's not a lot you can say.
yeah. There was another.
I was gonna say it could have been just like a ditzy moment, this pistada, but I'm like, no, it's Celine Dion, and she was
Liz,
presenting and getting it to you, and
Liz, are you turning in your Swiftie card?
oh, is this enough? Is this the moment? I will say, I mean, Lizzie is not like she's not like a deluded Swiftie. You know what I mean? Like she is open to criticizing her and loves her music, but I don't think she like fangirls like crazy. Am I right, Lizzie? Do you have a poster of her? Do you have a shrine?
A shrine. No, you say thank you. You look her in the eyes. All right.
Exactly. What?
Yeah.
She didn't even look at her. No eye contact. I would have been like, oh, ma'am. Celine Dion is handing me a thing.
My heart.
My heart will go off for you, dear. You want to keep it? Actually, you can have it, ma'am. You can have it.
Sophia, this is episode 68 for us.
Really?
Yeah,
we gotta do something special for the next one. Sorry.
This is counting our San Diego Latino Film Festival episodes and our episodes where you started.
I feel like we should. When does the clock start? Clock starts at the Podbean.
Well, on Podbean we're like on episode 50 something, but I went back and renamed all our episodes where we did like technically Mi Gente show.
Yeah.
So we're on
the YouTube is all.
We're on 68.
68.
So next week is our 69.
That's what I said. I'm like, we gotta do something special for next week. Oh,
69.
Wait, no, aren't we on hiatus? Hold on.
I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna say whatever. Congrats to you guys. Thank you.
Thanks. We made it. We made it this far. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I do remember that during the Latino Film Festival, it was the 30th. We were celebrating the Dirty 30, and we filmed like our 30th episode.
Yeah, we did a bunch of stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, say, just everything. Basically, this is our 68th podcast together. In terms of like appearances and us not podcasting together, which is good. We don't even have to work that hard to get to 100 this year. Look at us.
There you go. There's probably more, honestly. You know how we started.
Yeah, you were
wiggle room before we kind of figured out the.
I remember.
Most times, yeah. It's gotta be a few lost episodes somewhere.
A few lost episodes. That's the official count for us right now.
All right, I like it.
This is imagine telling. This is one of the best tweets that I saw of the week. Imagine telling on yourself like this. I've never heard a real woman outside of sex work describe herself as squirming and getting wet. Literature, porn, erotic stuff, sure, but to have a girl next to you say, "Ooh, I'm getting wet," is downright unheard of and facetious. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, at least it seems like it's on a Reddit thread and they're anonymous. So
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Redditors out there that probably actually feel that way, and they feel like I can say this.
Well, it's like the Ben Shapiro where she's just like WAP.
Well, yeah, I was just saying, who wrote this? Ben Shapiro?
Yeah, Ben Shapiro wrote that. Doesn't he say that he like doesn't? He's just so surprised and shocked.
Like a medical condition.
Like a medical condition.
What
like, sir, you are telling on yourself.
Yeah, my wife says it's a medical condition. That's why she doesn't get wet. Let's see.
Your wife slept with the milkman. It sounded like.
Leatherface is the only answer. Who do you add to this Mount Rushmore of horror icons? You got Jason, you got your Mike Myers, you got your Freddy Krueger. I don't know, maybe Chucky.
Ghostface.
I was gonna say
Chucky, Ghostface. You can add Hellraiser. You can add, see, there it is. You can add.
I don't know if Art's been around for
Art isn't there. Art isn't quite cult classic yet. We'll give him a decade.
Chucky's been.
Chucky's a good one. All right, Chucky's a big vote. Ghostface. There it is again.
Yeah,
And
Ghostface.
yeah. Pinhead. Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Fauci.
I think Pinhead's a good one. Fauci, shut the fuck up. That's amazing.
Hillary.
Oh my god.
Anyway. See, this is why I love Twitter.
All right,
'cause
we're in the
this
top
is-
3. Yeah. Okay, the ones that we mentioned are in the top
This is
3.
this is why Twitter's awesome. All right, we already talked about the Melissa Barrera thing. Okay, this was an interesting one. So the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers, it got brought up that his name is Dave Canales. He shed tears at a Thursday press conference discussing the role of his wife Lizzie. He detailed how 20 years ago he coached his first game of JV. And basically he reveals in this book that he cheated on his wife and battled a porn addiction and binge drinking.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, she put in the work and now she's the wife of an NFL coach.
All right.
Right? So, I don't know.
So, is there a message to be had with this, or is he just getting backlash because he was so open and transparent?
Yeah, basically he got hired to be the coach and then they started researching him and they're like, oh, the couple wrote a book to reveal how the Christian faith helped them move past the infidelity.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. That's I don't even want to comment on this.
Look at the way she's grabbing him though. She's got man hands, number one.
He could not be less attracted to this.
Is it me or is that a big hand for a lady? Looks like kind of a bigger hand. I'm not that I'm judging, but she just seems to be very powerful.
He could not be less attracted to her. It just
look at that picture. He's like
he's like I'm hot shit, turning away from her. Like body language, any body language person would tell you like this man could not.
What are those?
Less.
Can I just say what are those to her shoes? What is she wearing? She's wearing like sandals.
I own some that look similar. I think she just looks. I don't know. She just looks.
All right, listen. I'm not gonna be the guy that
like a Christian woman. She looks like a good Christian woman.
Good Christian.
And he looks like a fuckboy who watches porn.
She could plow the fields.
Oh my god! I can't comment on this. Oh no.
Sorry, she's out there plowing the fields. You know what I mean?
You know what?
He's pulling up some porn.
Good for her. She is. She's enjoying
the fruits of her labor.
And good for her. Christianity is a hell of a drug because these people just.
All right, it was a 2022 book. The title of the book, This Marriage, ? The question that changed everything.
Oh.
All right. He first cheated on his wife at his bachelor party and had multiple affairs.
Oh, jeez, Louisa.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good-looking guy,
My theory is they probably got married at like 18, had like 5 children, and yeah.
Early on, he would take his wedding ring off at times when he was out with friends and act as if he wasn't married.
That's just, I know that they're selling books and I know that it's like a self-help situation for Christian morals and values and blah, blah, blah. But like, I just hate when they tell on themselves like that. Because to the non-Christian world, there's just not really any going back. Like, it just sounds like you guys are forcing yourselves to maintain this marriage and relationship for whatever reason.
Yeah, it just feels very weird.
But if it works for you, I'm happy.
Listen, if he cheated on his bachelor party and he admitted to a porn addiction, binge drinking, and now he's cool, and now you're a coach's wife and he's making $5-6 million a year, and you stuck with him, so shit goes sour. She's getting half.
Yeah, exactly.
She's getting half of that coaching money because she was with him from before.
Good for her.
No way she had a prenup if
I want to know what kind of Christians they are, but let's not get too deep. Who cares?
I found this girl on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I love this video. Just a little palate cleanser. Have you seen this girl yet?
No, looks familiar.
I'll call you back. Did you just hang up on Helvetica? Shut up, Ariel. Nice. Oh, they didn't tell you. Lorem ipsum, that's cruel. Well, I'm the new default typeface. Your replacement. I'm sorry, my replacement? Yeah, it looks like you'll be heading back to the drop-down menu again. Well, I'll be flush left and ragged right. That's just a bad
That's exactly what Courier looks like.
See? Cal, come here. Sit down. When you took the default position from me, it happened to be the same year that I lost my job as body text at the New York Times. Of all typefaces. Well, I do have a certain gravitas. And do you see me losing any serifs over it? No. There's life after default, you know. And it could be worse, darling. You're legible. You could be like the dingbats. That is amazing. Congratulations.
Comic Sans!
Wait, you said dingbat? Well, yeah, silly. They were just talking about how they reconciled general relativity with quantum mechanics in their new working model of the universe. You're saying that the dingbats discovered the unified field theory that Einstein spent his last years searching in vain for? Well, chop chop, share it with us. Oh, it's in quantum math. There's no way to translate it. Oh, hey, babe. Shall we go on our adventure?
Papyrus! I was waiting for Papyrus!
Later, Gators. So what else have the dingbats been trying to tell us?
Have you seen the Papyrus SNL skit?
What's up?
Have you seen the
Oh,
Papyrus?
the Papyrus,
SNL
yes.
skit? Yeah,
Anyway,
it's
like, Ellie Cordova, fuck. I just thought it was very smart. Like,
well, so yes, but also everyone on TikTok is doing trends like these where it's like if this thing, like inanimate objects could speak and then they kind of give them a life of their own. Like the other day I watched really good actress, I don't know her name, but she did this whole monologue about what was it? It was if when you go back to oat milk, when you go back to half and half to whole milk after you've been drinking oat milk. And it's this whole elaborate, like oat milk is just fucking whole milk is just talking mad shit to the man. And it's like, oh, you're back, yes. And it's like hilarious. And it's just little things talking about almond milk, talking about oat milk. And it's just so dumb, but it's so playful and good. And also the acting is amazing. So I feel like TikTok is,
there's a lot of cool people.
They're smart.
Yeah.
Very creative shit.
Smart. Yeah, very creative shit. Yeah, awesome. I love the Times New Roman and the Comic Sans, especially.
Yeah, when that started, I was like, "Oh my god, Papyrus has to make an appearance."
Papyrus is making it in the Windings.
Also, that's exactly what Comic Sans would look like. Oh my god.
Yeah, Comic Sans is fuck. I remember Comic Sans. I used it a lot. All right.
You've unlocked this. Now, I hope you're ready for the amount of TikToks I'm about to send you.
Oh, please.
Of people voicing inanimate objects.
Can we watch a little cringe?
Just a little bit, yeah.
A little cringe, something
never,
cringe.
Never hurt nobody. Yeah.
I'm a cringe. All right, this is cringe.
Okay. Okay.
I refuse to let my sons play with dogs. That's not what men do. Men are supposed to be leaders, protectors, providers. How do I expect him to be the head of a home when he's steady tending to a house made of plastic? I refuse to let my sons play with dogs. If I ever catch him with a Barbie, a Bratz, a Polly Pocket, or Cabbage Patch, I swear my right hand to God, I will set him straight. On that is not how God intended for us to act. I said I refuse to let my sons play with dogs. Because I don't want them learning what it's like to have ownership over a woman's body.
Oh my God.
All women are born with strings on their back. That if you pull hard enough, they'll act how you want them to act, wear what you want them to wear, talk the talk, and walk the walk straight into a box that was never designed to hold the sound of a woman's voice, let alone her stretch marks. Tattooed across her skin as a result of reaching so far across the universe, she bridged heaven and earth, yet still.
All right. He's just trying way too hard.
Wait, whoa. That might have been mind-blowing because it took a turn.
Yeah.
It took an unexpected turn. What?
But it was a cringy turn. No,
it was so cringy. No, it was bad. Like,
yeah.
Starts off talking about
women at former state
and then to be sexist, and then it takes a feminist turn. Yeah, but why is it not landing? I'm trying to pinpoint, like,
because he's trying too hard.
Is that what it is? No, because it's spoken word. Everyone in fucking spoken word.
No. It's very and the women of the world are the real heroes.
Again, like, for
rage baiting.
It's called rage baiting.
Look, it could be like lowering your expectations to then raise them back up again, maybe, or something like that. It's I just feel like it's like he was like he really thought he was saying something by being like,
Yeah.
because if my son plays with dolls, then he has ownership of a woman's
Yeah, like,
body.
and that's my thing. I'm like, it doesn't connect. It's not super connected because you start off by saying this like super sexist, homophobic, whatever you want to call it, like very like short-sighted viewpoint. So immediately you have the audience engaged and angry, right?
Right.
So the turn for me would have been like maybe admitting to some homosexuality tendencies, maybe admitting to some like we're talking about we're talking about gender binaries at this point. And then he went to feminism. So to me, it just structurally doesn't make sense because you hopped from one thing. We didn't close that topic. I wanted it. I wanted it to be closed with a bow and tied up nicely. Of like, okay, maybe he starts with the sexist rhetoric and then maybe goes to like maybe his deep-seated like homophobic viewpoints and kind of like baits the way like you can bait a Republican by saying all this racist rhetoric and then like maybe like undoing it in a very like intellectual way. That's what I was expecting. And then he just switched topics completely. He went from like that to because women's bodies and I don't want to teach him to use women. So to me, I'm just like, wait, what? It makes no sense. It's just not adding up. What?
Yeah.
For
me, it was literally like just him trying too hard. It was just like I'm gonna take you on this journey.
But it wasn't a journey. My thing is like it was not a clean segue.
Listen, there are no misogynistic, sexist beat poets. They don't exist.
But how funny would it be if they
there are no MAGA.
Like a MAGA.
There's no red.
I'm making a script right now. A MAGA spoken word.
There's no red pill poets.
Oh my god! And build a wall between us.
Yeah. And a woman's worth is her body count.
Because they took our jobs.
And a woman does not want to work the oil fields. Men created the modern world. So have babies at 15 and go chase a squirrel. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. That rhymed.
That rhymed.
Yeah. Art.
No, I don't.
I think I'm right. I think it was the weird turn between two very different fucking unaligned topics.
Yeah, no, it definitely was, but I still think it was just he was just trying so hard to do a thing. Like he totally thought he was.
I think he thought like, oh man, I'm gonna do the whole they don't play with dolls because women are not objects. Boom, and it makes sense in his head, but it's like
and I'm gonna get so laid.
It's like no, the vagina monologues did that better already.
Yeah. It's already been done.
No, it's like it's just been
cringe
done well. Like this was done incorrectly. This is bad. It's cringe. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But on the bright side, he has a great voice and tone and knows how to perform.
Yeah.
That was just bad writing.
It was just bad. It was just very. It was
bad.
Just very cringy and bad. I mean, shout out to that guy for getting on stage, but
good for him. Yeah.
I
think he has potential. So let's not knock him down.
All right. So this is listen, man, we don't condone murder or any sort of act of violence here, but prank tubers and people that go out and get clout by bothering people are probably like the people I least feel sorry for if they got eaten by a zombie. I'll say that much.
Yeah. You can set them on fire for sure. Yeah,
definitely. Like I would feel like
push him on a cliff. Yeah,
I see like an influencer like running from a zombie with like their camera.
Oh my god! Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Anyway, there's this guy. What's his fucking face? His name? I don't know what his name is. Who cares? But this is a video that he's putting out where he's walking around with a bodyguard and acting like he can do whatever he wants to anybody.
Oh, I can't watch this. No.
And this guy like bumping into people. And he's like, "What the fuck, dude? What are you bumping into?" And then he's like, "Ah,
little pal, what you gotta do? What you gotta do, bro? Yeah."
This guy unironically hangs out with like the island boys and stuff. Like it's that whole group of like I mean, I know the Generation
I don't even
A
like
or
to give
whatever.
him. I don't even like to give him attention. Like what?
I don't like Generation A or whatever is like supposed to save the world and stuff.
Is that what
but
we're doing? Is that what we're calling them?
I don't know. Alpha? Is it Generation Alpha or what's after?
How do we get to Z? Why
It's
did we jump
millennials,
so low?
millennials, zillennials.
Well, it goes XYZ. So Gen X, millennials are Gen Y. Millennials are Gen Y. We just got a cool little name, and then Gen Z is Z. So it was. But what? How do we go from boomers to XYZ? Is my thing.
I don't know.
And why did we start with X? Why couldn't we start with like you should have been A, I should have been B, and Gen Z should have been C, and then we should have kept going down the alphabet.
I like X.
Yeah.
All right.
Generation Y, because why the fuck are we even here, guys?
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
all right.
yeah, prank YouTubers, they suck.
All right, we're almost done here. We're gonna get to no names. We want to get one more topic and then Louder Gay. But first, this is Lou's misogynistic video of the week.
Oh my god. What is it? What is it?
So there was a SWAT international competition of SWAT teams from different nations, and Chile
What
sent
did they do?
an all-woman SWAT team.
Fuck yeah.
And this is their run through the obstacle course.
Fuck yeah.
All right, here they come. Good start. They're looking good. They got their outfits. They're looking mean.
5 ladies teams involved.
All right, here they go. It's a SWAT challenge.
In the UE
First
challenge
obstacle.
this year.
All right.
Belarus, Thailand.
Here they go.
Chile. 2 teams from the Emirates.
First one gets out across.
No! This is like Wipeout.
To get wet in the ice bath today. And, well, they are stuck in the middle of that zip line.
Damn, they didn't even make it through the first one.
Well, in the ice bath, you have to go back.
This video is 6 minutes
Beginning
long.
of the
They
zip line
never
and do
leave
it
the
again.
ice bath.
And currently, Chile have
they lost all momentum. That sucks.
Yeah. So now this
in
is
the middle
their plan here.
of that ice bath.
Here's the plan.
Thankfully, the water will be a little bit warmer.
Oh,
than
that is a great plan.
Vamos, vamos.
The one I could do it just turn around.
This is tragic.
Just say vamos, vamos.
And it just goes to show you how important momentum is.
Yeah, literally momentum is everything on this one.
Listen, they're holding on there for dear life. Though.
I was gonna say I would not last 2 seconds on that thing.
Yeah, I would. I could not even. I could not. No. Although I did go to the gym last night, but yeah, I think they dropped their gun in there. Somebody dropped their gun.
All going horribly wrong. And,
right, this is.
Well, I said it on a couple of occasions today.
Oh, they're fishing.
That,
they're fishing their weapons out.
Oh, no.
Water. Okay, and they're still on the
pieces of kit is just going
to go in there, get
even
their guns
worse
out.
if you get wet.
They're still trying. They're going for it.
No.
All
Wait,
right.
they can continue to. They can just continue to.
Yeah, they can continue to go back, and they're
okay. Then try it again with momentum.
Just don't give up.
There it is. There it is. See, there you go. Just try it again. Get that momentum.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. They're gonna try. They're gonna.
They've got 2 team members over. Vamos.
Oh, there you go. They try to do it all at once, and they probably sagged the line.
The problem is there's no one there to push her because she had been pushed doing the pushing.
2 more members to come.
Woo! No, you're fine. You'll get across. The problem was that they were. I think they all went at the same time, and then the line sagged. And
Uno
then
más. Uno más.
Okay, now that they're doing it, it doesn't.
Uno más.
Hey! Oh, they did it! This has a happy ending. Oh, this was very poor judgment. Okay.
All right. Apologies. I'm sorry.
Oh man. See, whenever you say misogynistic moment, I never know if you're gonna go the sexual way or the demeaning way.
But yeah, no, it's basically just my one misogynistic
your
clip.
one pass that you get with
my one misogynistic clip or that we get.
I love Chile. We love Chile.
We love Chile. We love Chile, and we love Chilean SWAT teams.
Yeah, did you know that Chileans make this amazing like churro like pastry and they call it calzones rotos?
Yes.
I love calzones rotos.
Calzones rotos. Okay.
I'm learning so much of my job, you guys. I love Chileans.
All right, one last topic that we can clip here in terms of our takes on it, and then we'll get on to the Naname's way. The Gina Carano situation at Disney.
Oh my God. Why'd you leave that for last? Come on. My brain is fried.
Do you want me to leave it for next week? Do you think it'll still keep? Or do you want to?
Let's just knock it out. Let's knock it out. Yeah.
She's attempting to sue Disney and Lucasfilm. Well, I can clip this. That's why I was like, this is a good solid take. All right, so reset. Gina Carano is attempting to sue Disney and Lucasfilm for discriminating and wrongful termination, is seeking a court order to force Lucasfilms to recast her. Elon Musk will pay for her legal bills because of his promises.
No way!
Claim to have been discriminated against on Twitter. Yeah, he made a post last time. So basically, he was like, if you post stuff on Twitter and you get fired because of it, I will pay for your legal fees.
Oh,
so
shit! I'm gonna start posting on Twitter.
Her movie with Ben Shapiro made like $7,000 that she made for them for Daily Wire. So, I mean, I've been fired for a job. I would love to. I don't know if I would love to. It's a ballsy move, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
What was your thought on that initially?
Well, my thought, I didn't know that. First of all, I knew about the lawsuit. My thought was more so leaning towards like the amount of support and overwhelming support that she's getting was very surprising to me. Right. And then I started to, go gray area and started to teeter with like, okay, is this a freedom of speech situation? Because refresh my memory, but she got fired because she was making comments on, was it
on Twitter?
No, but about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I forgot what even.
The tweet that got her fired was where she shared a post when she said, "Most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views?" Well, it's because it's a political view versus their race and ethnicity.
Exactly.
And that was where they announced that they didn't necessarily fire her. They just announced that she wouldn't be coming back for the next season.
Right.
So according to the complaint, Disney and Lucasfilm harassed and defamed Carano for refusing to conform with their viewpoints on issues relating to Black Lives Matter, preferred pronouns, and disproving claims of election interference. While she was allegedly fired for her cultural and religious beliefs, Carano argues that the entertainment giant turned a blind eye to her male co-stars who allegedly made offensive, denigrating posts directed towards Republicans. She points to Pedro Pascal's 2017 post comparing former President Donald Trump to Hitler. She was paid $25,000 per episode as a guest actor and negotiated a one-time $5,000 bonus to meet with the representative of the Gay and Lesbian Alliance. And demanded a public apology. Defendants went too far as to try to convince Gargano's publicist to force Carano to issue a statement, admitting to mocking or insulting an entire group of people, which Carano had never done, the complaint states.
So I guess that's the biggest difference. But I did have the thought of a lot of people that are on her camp are comparing it to, for example, the Pedro Pascal thing, comparing Donald Trump to Nazi. Or also the Melissa Barrera thing about having just any political view on like Palestine and Israel and stuff like that and speaking out on it. So playing devil's advocate, what are your thoughts when someone compares the situation with Melissa Barrera getting fired for speaking up on her thoughts versus this one? I know that it's very different in the content, but what are your thoughts when someone makes that argument?
Well, I didn't think she should have gotten fired.
Okay.
Number one, because even though I don't agree with her viewpoints, I think her political viewpoints should be. I think it's shitty in both instances for her to be. I can't feel that Melissa Barrera getting blackballed for being pro-Palestine and sharing a link to
charities and
a charity they're not the same thing, obviously, but they're in the same ballpark. So I don't feel that either one of them should be either fired for a movie or in a perfect world, I wouldn't know that she feels about anything, right? Because it's like she's an actress. She did a really good job on the show. And Melissa is an actress and she did an excellent job in her films. So I think that neither one of them should have gotten fired. Neither one of them should get shit on. They are comparable in as much as they're both free speech issues. Now, if you want to say that in today's PC sort of cancel culture environment, there are certain things that are going to be frowned upon. And the line shifts always. You know, the line shifts every year, every 10 years, every 15 years, things that I grew up that were out, people were allowed to say all the time, and even before stuff that people were allowed to say in the 70s, people that grew up in the 90s were like, fuck, how were we allowed to say that? And now people that are living in this time look at our shit and be like, how are people allowed to do that? So in my opinion, neither one of them, Melissa nor Gina, should have gotten fired. I think they should have both been allowed to do what they say. The thing that I take out of it is that she was getting 20 grand an episode in a Star Wars show. That seems kind of low with taxes and her agent and representation. She was making like 8-10 grand an episode.
Yeah.
So Polly, oh no, he's saying sup to Sophia.
He's only saying so Sophia. Hey Polly. And Lou.
So 75. So she's demanding to be recast at 75 grand an episode.
Oh whoa, nice.
Plus punitive damages. That's not gonna happen. But I think that $500,000 or $1 million to make that go away to Lucasfilms is literally nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They could do it.
Star Wars is like a $5 billion industry, so
yeah. I think I'm on the same camp of like, even though I fucking think what she said was the dumbest shit ever, and racist and terrible, I do believe in freedom of speech, and so I do think that it's very comparable to the Melissa Barrera situation, where I do think that you should be able to voice your political opinions and maintain your job. I do understand that there is a line when it comes to maybe violence and when it becomes like you're a danger to your viewpoints are a possible danger to society, because like you said, Melissa Barrera, she is technically not saying death to Israel. She's not saying like fuck Zionism. She is not saying any of that. She is not, she's just saying the charities and pro-Palestinian views, which is totally fair. There's a genocide. So I think that both of them should be able to voice their opinions. I don't think either of them should have gotten fired. I do think that once we get into the maybe like her onset or during, I work in a corporate setting. I do. Yeah. And there are rules. Like when we talked about the politician that showed up in like not a suit to work, right? And we had to have that like thinking process of like, man, why do I think that's wrong? And why are we not on his side and all of that? It's because we all have to follow rules in society. Like it is what it is. So if she was maybe not respecting people's pronouns in a professional setting, I'm sorry, but stuff like that is more than enough to get you fired. Okay. If I talk shit to my boss, I can get fired. If I don't dress the way that the dress code is, I can get fired. There's plenty of reasons to get fired. And it sounds like it was a mixture of that.
Listen, we have a tattoo shop now, and even we have to be careful about the stuff we say in a tattoo shop where you would think would be a safe place for everything.
A safe place to say anything. Yeah.
We have tattoo artists and,
Exactly. And so not talking about Nazis has never been cool ever since World War II. So I know that she was teetering on a line, and I don't think that ultimately she should have been fired for that. However, if she was acting out in different ways in a corporate setting, yes, of course, by all means. Now, when it comes to this lawsuit, I mean, I guess we'll see. She can try. I do think this is more of, I don't see this as patriotically as she's standing up for herself. Unfortunately, I do see this as like a total grift from the right. And kudos to her because she has to make her coin, right? Clearly she wasn't making it with 20K an episode. So, good for her. And I hope it works out. And even if the lawsuit itself does not, then at the very least, she's going to get so much money from the right wing clout that she's going to get. So kudos to her. She found her niche and now she's a martyr because she was fired. And so, it is what it is. That's life.
She has to dive into that right wing.
Yeah, and she's diving into it head first. And so you know what? Go for it, Gina Carano. Just be racist and be as racist as possible and fight for your right to love Nazis. Don't clip that. I don't know. I just think it's a dumb shit that she said. And she's so stupid, but like good for you. Get your coin, girl. Get your coin.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think she should have been fired for that.
No, but I could talk shit about you. Freedom of opinion.
Freedom of speech does not mean freedom from
consequence.
From consequences.
Exactly.
And in California is an at-will state. So assuming that Disney is in California, they can fire you for whatever the fucking reason. And I think it was more the lines that she did those tweets. They said, "Hey, we want you to meet with these places and make this statement," and she was like, "No," and she got fired for it. She wasn't making a lot of money there. 20 grand an episode is garbage, like Paulie said. And the one part where she might have a leg to stand on is she lost a lot of money and her career did suffer because of it. So
and I can totally see her maybe winning, depending on what she's claiming. Like I can totally see her actually winning and like coming out of this pretty good. So
I think, like I said, but I think this
because they went on the freedom of speech situation,
The goal of this, I think, from Lucasfilm's perspective, what she probably wants is a settlement, and I'm thinking that $500,000 to $2 million is nothing. They're like, wait a minute, she wants us to hire back at 75 grand. We got to spend money on lawyers.
You got to do that. And then the PR that it's going to be.
We're not bringing her back.
No, get her off their back. They'll probably settle. I can see them settling.
If she was making $500,000,
she comes from family money. I did not know that. I mean, nepotism. Nepo babies are going crazy.
Didn't she have some like
who doesn't nowadays?
She was MMA, right? Wasn't she MMA or she was? I'm not sure.
Was she possibly? I don't know her.
Yeah. Anyway,
background necessarily, but that Wex Luther.
She should be able to say whatever the fuck she wants.
Thank you. She should, and she necessarily.
But that doesn't mean that a corporation like Disney has to like it.
True.
Exactly.
True.
So you know what I mean. But and then again, interesting. The reason I had pulled up Elon's page is because he's been on a fucking tear, spreading misinformation about illegal immigrants. That they don't pay taxes, that they can vote, they can get. Listen, as somebody who had to wait in a immigration backlog for a dozen years, I can tell you that is incredibly false. And you know what I mean? So Elon has been fucking on one over on the Twitter. I'm not leaving, but it is becoming a bigger hellscape every day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Basically, he's been just stewing hate towards immigrants. Just like horrible shit. So FYI, I mean, it's all been debunked. It's all very clear, but he's just going mask off a lot of shit that he's.
This is when like multi-billionaires just don't have shit to do with their time. They just have so much money. Time on
he's very off base, man. He's like steering into the worst of people that have hatred towards immigrants. And as an immigrant myself, as somebody who lived as an illegal alien when I was a teenager, before I was able to fix shit up for myself, like it's a fucking nightmare. And being an immigrant is not hard. And you pay into a system that you can't get money out of. When you have a job, you pay taxes, you can't get taxes back. You can't vote, you can't participate in a million things, you can't get a loan, you can't build credit, you take for granted the shit that you can do afterwards. But it is a shithole of a life. So, and you live with a fucking piano above your head. Every time you see a cop behind you, you freak the fuck out. It's a horrible way to live. And the fact that people leave somewhere to do that, to have to live a life like that because of the abilities that you have to make money here in the U.S., and then people like him that are fucking idiots that benefited from immigration,
Yeah.
that are immigrants,
Usually
or
benefited from making the issue, from causing the issues in these countries
like
that then
that,
lead to migration.
or people like Trump that have an immigrant fucking wife, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
and then you have these fucking God convoys going to the border claiming they're on the side of fucking God. That's the least godly shit when you talk about Jesus being an immigrant and fucking an outcast and shit and brown. And these people are like anti-Palestine, anti-immigrant. So,
Exactly.
thank you. Yeah, we got to keep speaking out about it. It's very, people are very, very fucking angry about it. So that's definitely one of my hot topics of that I hate about. All right, guys. So we do have some anonymous ways. I did want to finish those episodes. We were going to give some advice. So this is last segment of the night, and it's something we like to call no names.
No names.
Now it's time for
No names way.
No names way. No names.
All right. Way, no names.
Way, no names.
No names. All right. First question comes to us from Fed Up Vato. All right.
All right.
Is that you, Polly? Fed Up Vato. Fed Up Vato writes, let me put it over here so I can look towards the camera. My lady and I have been together for 10 years, and we have both been in and out of jail during that time. I didn't ask, and she didn't ask about what we did when we were inside, and we both kept it like that. We have both been out for the last few years, so things got more normal, but we got new phones, and her homegirls started telling her, how come we don't have each other's location on at all times and whatnot. I told her that if we don't have trust, how are we going to survive? She is not having it, says it's a major red flag. I blame her friends. We've been together 10 years. I ain't doing shit. She my old lady, but I do not like being tracked, and I don't want to spend my energy tracking her. So how do I make her understand this?
Órale, say control your hyena, bro.
Dude, you need a more firme ruca.
Yeah. First of all, I love it. I love this whole vibe. But everything aside, Vato aside, jail aside, everything, all that aside, this is one of the biggest debates of this generation and dating. Do we share our location with each other? Technology. Yeah, because it is a huge, like, I've had this conversation a million times with couples, because it's like, do you share your location? Because on one hand, it seems very controlling, but on another, what do you have to hide? You know?
Yeah.
Because I share my location with my best friends. The only time that it gets hard is when I'm trying to surprise them that I'm in their city. Other than that, they could know wherever I am. I don't care. But for some reason, when it comes to significant other, people's booties just,
But can't you also already do that like on Snapchat or stuff like that, where you, or like other
but you don't really. I mean, realistically, like, people can hide
where
their
like it'll
location on
tell
Snapchat.
you who's around you that are in your contacts and stuff.
Not necessarily. You can hide that. You can have a very private life if you want to.
Yeah. Listen, Fed Up Vato. Just tell her no more locked doors. I guess I understand women doing it for safety reasons. I understand. Did you see that one? I'm a pendeja. His location shows like my sister's house, so he must be like really friends with her or something like that.
Oh my god,
because he's there all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if there's a way to turn. You can't unfuck that chicken.
No,
you can't take it. You can't. The technology's there.
But you see both sides, right? Because on one, it's like, why would it bother me? I don't got nothing to hide. But then on the other hand, is like, damn, that's controlling, right? Like, who's right? I still to this day don't know who is right. I see both sides. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, is it like a relationship where when you guys sit down across from each other at dinner, you put your phones face down?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you a face up couple where you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's kind of like because if you're a face up, I don't give a fuck. Like I've never been somebody that's like, I want to see your text, I want to see your thing. I've never been like let's switch phones and check each other's shit out type thing.
Right.
That just gives me like the eek.
But I feel like you are making a connection between two things that don't necessarily need to connect. Because knowing or having your location on my phone doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like looking at it all the time, creeping on you. Find her homegirl man so she can get her girl's business down. Damn. Same, Sophia. I feel the same.
Tell them tricks
Because I don't mind at all. Like genuinely, I am the type of partner that I don't care. Like, especially with how fun they make it with Find My Friends and like all that shit. All my friends have my location. I have a ton of people of locations, but that's because who the fuck has anything to hide? Like, it doesn't matter, you know, it's not a big deal. But I can see how that can be problematic and controlling in a relationship or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like there's no turning back. I honestly, like, you can listen. Here's the thing: turn them on, and she's gonna get bored of checking it after like 10 days.
Yeah.
Especially if you guys are in your 30s or you sound like you're more like, you know, like older people, you know, you've been together for 10 years. Like, it'll be like, oh, you're at the store, get me something to drink. Or, oh, what are you doing at your cousin's house? Yeah, I'm picking up some tools. You know what I mean? Like, and then it'll get old.
Now, if she starts mentioning it a lot, like Lou said, like you're at the store, you're at Popeyes right now, you're at like if she says it a lot and it keeps going for months, then I'd be like, hey babe, I feel like you're looking at it too much. Like I feel like you're stalking. Like I feel stalked now.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is for her, you know, set it and forget it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You only look at it if, you know, you're late to something. You're like, wonder where he's at. I don't know, you know, but like
if they're like, hey, I'm on my way, and you're like, mother,
and you're like, you're not on your way. Yeah. I love that. Like, I love that aspect.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at it any other times and being like, oh, I saw that you're like driving down the 805. Drive carefully. I'd be like, what the fuck? Stop.
They've been together for 10 years. They've both been in jail.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the prison clause was activated at some point because they said that they didn't ask each other about what they did when the other one was locked up. So that's
I know they do that. I know it's a thing, but like
that's not your girlfriend. That's your old lady. That's your old man. And I think that once you reach old man status, that it's like y'all ain't cheating on each other. Like, just like I think it's listen at that point. Be like, look, okay, I'm gonna turn it on for us, but it's mostly just, you know, for safety in case one of us is like in an accident or something happens, an emergency, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Or if you're out, so I can see where you're at, stuff like that. But like you said, set it and forget it, because if not, I think it's gonna get annoying to both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know. It's weird.
So good luck, fed up vato. And, you know,
good luck. This is the hardest debate of our generation. I'm so sorry.
Firm up that hyena. I know it's like old dog trying to deal with new technology. It's kind of hard. All right. Next question comes to us from Occasionally Mad. Occasionally Mad writes. Occasionally.
Same.
I mean, hold on a second. Motherfuckers are writing paragraphs.
Oh my God. They said you ain't sleeping tonight.
I said, my husband and I.
Fuck your bedtime, Sophie.
My husband and I try to stay active with old college and current work friends. We went to a party a few months ago and some of our close friends were doing blow. All right. We are in our late 30s. And I'm sorry?
No, nothing. I was just ooping. Go.
We are in our late 30s and both my husband and I dabbled back in the day, but we are both professionals and I have a government job that will randomly drug test me. So I was surprised when my husband dove in when presented with the chance to do a line. I am not a saint. I did some with him that night and we had a good time and I thought that was it. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, I'm putting laundry away and I found a little stash, maybe a gram, in one of our drawers. I didn't say anything. I just moved it to a different spot in the dresser and waited. I saw my husband looking all over the room for something. I opened a drawer to reveal I had moved it and we both stood in silence for a bit.
And then sniffed it.
He finally said he got some that night and was saving it for a special occasion, was going to take it to his friend's house for boys' night and poker. I haven't noticed a change in his behavior, but I do have some addicts in my family, so I'm a bit concerned. Should I be? And is there such a thing as an occasional coke user?
Well, first of all, thank you for submitting. Second, I'm so happy that did not take the turn that I thought it was going to take into the government job. I was worried for your livelihood there.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay. Glad you didn't get drug tested.
Glad you didn't get drug tested.
Yeah. That. Okay. Got it. I think you did the right thing, as in like you caught it early, and I think that it's, from the sounds of it, it sounds like he wanted to reassure you that he's not making a habit out of it. So that means that there's some shame there with you thinking that, which is a positive thing. That doesn't mean that he's not necessarily an addict, but I do think that is a positive sign that he does not want to make it a habit, unless he's just lying. But I doubt it.
Yeah, if he really did get it at that party months ago and hasn't used it since, that's a good sign.
Yeah,
because if he had bought it at that party and he was an addict, it would have been gone, and he would have replaced it like 10 times since then.
Yeah, which is a possibility, right? Devil's advocate.
Yeah,
like he
so
could
it's
have
either-
very well finished it, also been refilling it, and has a dealer now and does it daily. We don't know.
But if you haven't noticed a change in his behavior, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen him be like sketchy or up till all hours of the night or peeking
Innocent
out the
until
window,
proven, yeah, exactly. Innocent until proven guilty. It seems like there's no proof, and and I do think that I do think that people can get addicted to different levels, and also be casual users of literally anything.
Yeah.
So down to food, like
Listen,
any substance. So.
the funny part is when she said he dove right in. It's like
he dove right in. I imagine that too.
Okay,
I was like,
yes, please. Listen,
he didn't even ask. He was just like, yes.
I mean, I told the story when I was at my friend's house and they had a white line and I thought it was Coke, so I was like, yes, please. And then they turned out that it was fucking Oxy, and I ended up fucking like on like one of the worst trips of my life, and like I was moved fast, slow. I was not ready.
Oh no!
I was like, my God, that's funny. I was like, what kind of Coke is that? And I was like, that's Oxy, and you just did like a whole pill, and I was like, oh. Yeah, it was a bad experience.
No.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
It's a fun story, though.
It's a fun story. Also, don't assume that the white powder that people are chopping up is cocaine, because there's a lot of that's the lesson I learned.
A lot of things it could be. Yeah.
But I'm off drugs now, except marijuana.
His government job.
I'm off drugs. So listen, like I said, it's funny that you said he dove in. I mean, you're not a saint. You did it too. He saved it. He didn't tell you about it. He didn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna grab a gram."
I guess that is a little red flaggy, right? The fact that
it
wasn't maybe he didn't want you to assume either. Maybe he didn't want to share.
Yeah. Was he being a little sketchy by not telling you and hiding it? Yes. Did he hide it in a place where you were probably going to find it anyway? Also, yes.
True.
If you haven't noticed any changes in his behavior and he just wanted to save some for him and the boys at a future boys' night.
I would keep an eye out, but I wouldn't worry too much at this point, in this moment in time.
Check his Venmo transactions.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah. I mean, that would be that shit. He would private that shit, right?
Borrow his phone for something. Say you want to order a pizza and your phone is dead, and then check the Venmo transactions.
Lou is always here with the toxic fucking advice.
And check for any snowflake or white girl emojis.
Lou, you're causing a divorce right now. You know what she's gonna find? She's gonna find like strippers and like other things, like exotic foot massage.
We give the official answer and then we give the practical answer as
true.
well.
Look in his phone.
We give you the real advice, even if it's bad. Even if
look in his phone, go to his Venmo. You're correct. That is literally the easiest way.
That's how you're gonna figure out if he's been bullshitting, if he's been real, and what.
Can't sleep at night. Look at his Venmo. Just
turn on his fucking location.
And you know what? While you're in there, check his DMs.
All right, absolutely. All right, and then our last question of the day comes to us from TV Nerd.
Okay.
TV Nerd asks, top 5 TV shows to binge.
Oh God.
All right, I'm gonna say top 5 TV shows to binge. I don't know if you're talking all time or now.
If it's all time, I say Game of Thrones, The Good Place, How I Met Your Mother, Community, and The Office. You know,
You still put Game of Thrones? You still put it on top 5?
I do, and the only reason it's a good binge watching show. Once you get to season 4, it stops.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's a bingeable fucking show. I wouldn't recommend Breaking Bad as a binge show. Like it's a slow start. I did binge it, but it was a very slow start. I mean, I wouldn't recommend Better Call Saul unless you saw Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I mean, if I was going all time, I would have to put The Sopranos, The Wire.
Oh, I could have gone way back too. Fuck, Married with Children. Ah, shit. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. I mean, Simpsons.
Yeah. Oh, The Simpsons, bro. Oh my God, Futurama, fucking Rick and Morty.
Anything from Adult Swim, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Metalocalypse, all those good shows. I'm gonna go current. And I'm very sad. I was actually sad, and I was going to put this in personal news, that I have only one more episode of Reservation Dogs left on Hulu. It's such a fucking good show. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with current shows that are bingeable. I'm going to go Reservation Dogs, This Fool, and Atlanta on Hulu. And then... Fuck, what else is bingeable right now? The Office is a fucking classic.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, but I think you've probably already watched the Office. Mm-hmm. And then if you haven't for some reason, BoJack, and if you want something funny while you're smoking weed, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, that's always a good one. Yeah, I think we gave a really well-rounded, awesome list there.
Yeah, we got plenty of shows for you to pick from there. Plenty of shows.
All really good. Reservation Dogs. I'm lagging on.
Hey, Josie tweeted at us, had an amazing time with Sofia and Big Chief Burrito. Such wonderful questions. Go check out and get your copy of Gotas de Amor. Yeah, absolutely. Josie, thank you very much.
Retweet for me, please. I do not use Twitter any longer. I did follow her on Instagram, though.
All right, we'll talk about that other.
I'm sorry.
It is a hellscape, but it's still.
You know, I'll repost her posts on Instagram.
X-Files and Mad Men. Oh, Mad Men, absolutely.
Oh, bro.
Aqua Teen for the win. Number 1 in the hood, Wex.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you. Hey, Polly, I know I owe you some words, but I was gonna message you. I was in and out of the hospital for a little bit with some stuff that was happening.
Oh yeah. Watch last week's episode. We cut up.
Yeah. They were gonna try to cut my foot off, but they're not now. So I will get back to you and stuff on some of that stuff that I was supposed to do, but hopefully you still want me to do it. But yeah, it's been a weird couple of weeks for Lou. But from Sofia, myself, Luis, thank you guys for watching, reminding you we're all on a big rock stuck to it by magic, moving through an infinite void. So love each other, make some art. Don't take shit too seriously. We will try.
We'll try again next time.
We'll try back next time.
Love y'all.
We love you. Have a good night. Peace out.
Vamos, papá, hay que irnos. Me estoy aguantando desde que pusieron el domo.
Puedes esperar. Muchas personas trabajaron en esta película y solo quieren que te aprendas sus nombres de memoria.
Y yo quiero asegurarme de que ningún animal resultó lesionado durante la filmación de esta película.
¡Listo! ¡Uy, palomitas en el suelo! Oh.
Espera, parece que Maggie tiene algo que decir. Es su primera palabra.